Chapter 1824. Reincarnation Fourth Form, Endless Reincarnation Rainbow. The reincarnation sword in Longao's hand slashed towards the two. Endless sword chi, like a rainbow, crossed the sky. Everyone was startled. Whether it was Bing Ri or Bing Yu, both of them were shocked because they never expected the other party to be so powerful. A half-step Starry Sky Realm cultivator could compete with a Grade 1 Starry Sky cultivator? It was simply a joke. Of course, a simple half-step Starry Sky cultivator could not do it. Only Longao. With the help of Endless Reincarnation Rainbow, he forced the two to retreat. What a terrifying power. Longao finally understood the true power of Endless Reincarnation Rainbow. Although it was powerful, it could not shake a Starry Sky cultivator, even a Grade 1 Starry Sky cultivator. You're courting death. Bing Chen certainly knew that the reason Longao could step into the half-step Starry Sky cultivator in such a short time was because the other party had swallowed the 10,000-year ice cicada. Anger. Bing Chen's speed was far superior to the two. With a stride forward, his whole body had already rushed out. As a Grade 2 Starry Sky cultivator, ice cicada's strength should not be underestimated. Even if Longao could use Endless Reincarnation Rainbow, he could not compete with a Grade 2 Starry Sky cultivator. There was no chance. Regarding this point, how could Longao not know? He would not fight the three head-on. Longao turned around and quickly left with the help of teleportation. After a few teleportations, his figure disappeared without a trace. Disappeared again? Watching the other party disappear under their noses, the three were furious because they could not figure out how powerful the spatial artifact in the other party's hand was. They did not even sense the slightest spatial fluctuation, as if the other party had disappeared into thin air. Longao, you swallowed the divine guardian beast. No matter where you go, I will not let you go. Kill. How could Bing Chen choose to give up so easily? He quickly chased after them with the two elders. If it was the previous Longao, even if he used teleportation, he might not be able to get rid of the three. In any case, the strength of the three was always there. But now, the situation was completely different. Longao's cultivation had successfully stepped into the Starry Sky realm, and the power of his spatial teleportation had increased again. Even the three of them would not be able to catch up with Longao easily. Longao left the ice gorge at the fastest speed possible. Brother Long, are you all right? Let's split up. The three Starry Sky cultivators of the Ice Spirit clan are already here. Don't stay with me. Otherwise, you'll all be in big trouble. Brother Long, Longao waved his hand. Of course, he didn't want to implicate his friend. Without giving Xiling and his master a chance to speak, Longao had already walked towards Xing Kuan and the others. He couldn't implicate his friends, but that didn't mean that he couldn't kill with a borrowed knife. Longao, what do you mean by this? Longao did not want to take action himself. If Xing Kuan and the others chose to self-destruct, it would be very troublesome even if he had successfully broken through to the half-step Starry Sky realm. It would be best if he could kill Xing Kuan and the others with the help of the three Starry Sky cultivators of the Ice Spirit clan. Xing Kuan and the others obviously knew what Longao meant. They were shocked and didn't dare to confront Longao directly. However, at this moment, three figures had already arrived from the valley. There was no doubt that they were the three Starry Sky cultivators of the Ice Spirit clan. Since they couldn't escape, they could only choose to turn hostile. Longao, you're courting death. Xing Kuan and the others attacked Longao directly without stopping. Obviously, they wanted to kill Longao. Longao, stay. Idiot. Longao sneered. Since he couldn't defeat the three Starry Sky cultivators, there was only one choice, which was to attack Xing Kuan. In the past, it would have been very difficult to defeat Xing Kuan and the others. But now, Longao was not afraid at all. Half a step into the Starry Sky realm, Longao's strength was completely above Xing Kuan's. Among the remaining people, Longao was already the strongest. Not only that, but under the Starry Sky, Longao was invincible. The Samsara sword in his hand had already slashed out fiercely. The fourth move of Samsara Rainbow, was like a long rainbow, slashing directly at everyone. F***CK. Sensing the terrifying sword chi released by Longao, everyone was stunned. especially Shinkurin and Punishment Master. The two of them really couldn't figure out how Longao's strength had suddenly become so strong. Could it be that Longao had already devoured the 10,000-year ice cicada? According to Imo Wudao, as long as Longao could devour the 10,000-year ice cicada, he would be half a step into the starry sky realm, surpassing the Nirvana rebirth cultivators and truly becoming an invincible existence under the starry sky. Among the countless cultivators in the Tianwu continent, including Xingkuin and the myriad beast's ancestor, no one had ever reached this realm. Xingkuin and the others, who had already guessed the truth, were extremely shocked because they knew very well that in the current situation, they were no longer Longao's match. That was exactly the case. Xingkuin and Punishment Master didn't dare to meet Longao head-on and chose to retreat continuously. The three of them were already close. Longao didn't dare to be careless in the slightest. With the help of spatial teleportation, after a few spatial teleportations, he disappeared without a trace. Longao. Seeing the figure disappear again, Bing Chun was extremely angry. Ignoring the others, the three of them directly chased after him. Both sides soon disappeared. What should we do now? Jin Tian's face was helpless. Although he wanted to help Longao, the strength of the three Ice Valley Starry Sky cultivators was there. It would be a lie to say that he wasn't afraid. Tian and Purple Thunder sighed deeply. How could the two of them not know the seriousness of the matter? Although Longao was half a step into the Starry Sky cultivator, he was facing three genuine Starry Sky cultivators. Not to mention three Starry Sky cultivators, even if it was just any one of them, Longao wouldn't be able to easily deal with them. Tian shrugged helplessly and said helplessly, with our strength, not only can we not help Ao'er, we will even implicate Ao'er, so we don't need to do anything else. Let's find a way to find an exit. If Ao'er can get rid of the three Starry Sky cultivators, he can leave this space with us. Although Purple Thunder Ancestor was unwilling, he had no choice but to agree with Tian's approach. Purple Thunder Ancestor and the others didn't chase in the direction Longao left. Instead, they went in the opposite direction. As for Xingkuin and the others, they chose to go in the left direction. In this situation, everyone was divided into two teams and went in different directions. Being chased by three Starry Sky cultivators, Longao used all his strength to teleport. Chapter 1825. Being chased like this wasn't a good idea. Longao knew very well that he had to find an exit as soon as possible to leave this space. The three of them were like ghosts, entangling Longao. Devouring the 10,000-year-old ice cicada was equivalent to exterminating the Ice Spirit clan. How could the three give up so easily? They stopped abruptly. Bing Chin, Bing Ri, Bing Yu, I've already devoured the 10,000-year-old ice cicada. Even if you kill me, it won't change anything, right? Humph, Longao, the 10,000-year ice cicada is the divine guardian beast of my Ice Spirit clan. How dare you choose to devour it? If I don't tear you into pieces, how can I face the ancestors of the Ice Spirit clan? Longao was almost certain that the Ice Spirit clan didn't belong to the Tianwu continent. In other words, the Ice Spirit clan came from the vast starry sky. As for which plane they came from, it was unknown. Bing Chen, if I'm not wrong, your current cultivation is only a second-grade starry sky cultivator. So what if I am? Bing Chen was very curious. He didn't know what Longao meant. I have a rank 4 starry sky godhead. As long as you don't pursue this matter, I can give it to you. Longao didn't want to continue being entangled. Taking a step back was the best option. As for the starry sky godhead, he could continue to look for it after leaving this space. Rank 4 starry sky godhead? There was no doubt. A trace of greed appeared on Bing Chen's face. The result? Bing Chen sighed deeply and said coldly, if we were outside, a rank for starry sky godhead could indeed tempt me. But now, it's useless even if I get it. Why is that? Longao was surprised. Bing Chen was only a second-grade starry sky cultivator. If he could devour a rank 4 starry sky godhead, he could definitely become a 4th-grade starry sky cultivator in the future. He didn't believe that Bing Chen could resist such a temptation. Longao, because of the restrictions in the starry sky secret realm, no matter who it is, no one is allowed to devour a starry sky godhead without permission. So that's how it is. If that was the case, things would be troublesome. Longao, kill yourself. Kill himself? Longao smiled. Bingchen, I believe that you have been sealed here for 10,000 years. If I have a way to get you out of the star secret realm, will you help me? Impossible. Bingchen did not even think about it, as he was well aware of the limitations of the Starry Sky secret realm. Even a true Starry Sky cultivator would not be able to do that, let alone a half-step Starry Sky cultivator. The restrictions of the Starry Sky secret realm were such that even the Starry Sky domain lord would have to bow his head. You don't have to worry about that. I have my ways. You just have to nod or shake your head. Such a temptation was simply too tempting. If they could leave the Starry Sky secret realm and return to the vast Starry Sky, it would not be difficult for the three of them to rebuild the Ice Spirit clan. The only thing Bing Chen was worried about was that Longao was up to no good. This matter was truly a little inconceivable. The reason why Longao dared to say that was because of Xiling and Bai Ling. According to what Xiling and Bai Ling had said, he would not be able to take the others with him. He could only take Bing Chen and the other two with him. The reason was simple. Xiling and Bai Ling had already devoured the power of the 10,000-year ice cicada. The 10,000-year ice cicada's power was almost the same as Bing Chen's and the other two's. Furthermore, the two had a close relationship. Therefore, even if he took the three out of the Starry Sky secret realm, the Oracle would not be able to sense it. As for the others, it was impossible. All right, I agree. What do you need me to do? Bing Chen was not a fool. There was no such thing as a free lunch. Why would Longao be so kind for no reason? He had witnessed the other party's speed with his own eyes. As long as the other party did not stop, they might not be able to catch up with him. It's very simple. Help me for 100 years. After 100 years, the three of you can leave the Tianwu continent and return to the vast Starry Sky. Longao did not hide anything. He roughly explained the situation of the Tianwu continent. What did the two elders think? Longao did not rush them. He just stood to the side and thought about his own matters. Master, we've already been sealed here for 10,000 years. If we can leave, it's not a bad thing. I'm just worried that this brat will play some tricks on us. I know what I'm doing. Perhaps it was because they had been sealed for too long, but Bing Chen did not want to continue staying here. He nodded. All right, I agree. However, Longao, you'd best remember what you said today. If you dare play any tricks, I won't let you off. No. Before he could finish, Longao's expression changed. He directly shook his head. Sorry, but I've changed my mind. The three of you should continue staying here. You bastard, you dare to play with us? Seeing that the other party had suddenly changed his mind, the three of them already knew that the other party was clearly toying with them. It was simply unbearable, unbearable, and unbearable. If they did not kill Longao, how could they swallow their anger? Bing Chen and the other two elders were extremely angry. The three of them besieged Longao. However, in the next second, Longao, who had been there just a moment ago, disappeared into thin air. This disappearance was different from the previous three disappearances. He had completely disappeared. What just happened? Master, someone must have helped Longao. I just don't know who this person is. How dare he make an enemy of our Ice Spirit clan? Have you ever wondered how Longao, who has just stepped into the secret realm of stars, could know about the 10,000-year ice cicada? It seems that someone is secretly helping Longao. According to my guess, this person should be someone from the secret realm of stars. Hearing the two elders' analysis, Bing Chen's face instantly darkened. If this was the case, things would be really troublesome. The enemy was in the dark, while they were in the light. If this continued, they would always be at a disadvantage. Who could it be? After thinking about it, Bing Chen and the other two elders could not figure out the identity of the other party. The secret realm of stars was too big. There were 9 spaces in total, not to mention the terrifying spaces at the back. Just the first 4 spaces alone had many races more powerful than the Ice Spirit clan. As for the practitioners of the Starry Sky who were more powerful than them, they were a little abnormal. Among so many people, it was impossible to guess who was the one who was going against the Ice Spirit clan by mere guesses. It was simply a joke. Bing Chen was extremely depressed. They had been tricked for no reason. Not only had they lost the 10,000-year ice cicada, but now they could not even find the person who had swallowed it. How could they explain this to their ancestors? Master, what should we do now? Chapter 1826. What should I do? Bing Chan still wanted to ask what he should do now. In another place. Ancestor, why are you here? The person who had just sent a message to Longao was none other than Longbatian, a level 9 starry sky cultivator. Longao had never imagined that Longbatian would appear here. It was simply unbelievable. Brother Long, remember one thing? Don't try to take anyone or any starry sky divine beast away in the starry sky secret realm. Otherwise, you will be in big trouble. Don't take any chances. Longao did not doubt Longbatian's words. Fortunately, he had not taken Bing Chun and the others away. Fortunately, he had not made a big mistake. Brother Long, I will remember. The oracle is not in the Tianwu continent, so I snuck in. I will leave soon. Brother Long, I still have to rely on you for the starry sky secret realm. It was better to rely on himself than on others. Longao had never thought that he would have to rely on others for the starry sky secret realm. Your cultivation has stepped into the half-step starry sky realm. You are invincible in the starry sky realm. Longao did not speak. According to my senses, your cultivation speed is too fast. This time, after devouring the 10,000-year ice cicada, your realm has been forcibly raised. If it is not stable, even if you can break through to the starry sky realm in the future, I am afraid it will be very troublesome. This was also the thing that Longao was most helpless about. It was not a good thing to raise one's cultivation too fast. Before Longao could speak, Longbatian continued, for 1 year, do not comprehend the origin power, even if you have the chance. Understand? Longao was very clear that Longbatian would definitely not harm him. Nodding, Longao said with a smile, Brother Long, I will remember. Be careful. Longbatian turned and left. After a few steps, his figure disappeared without a trace. Only at this moment did Longao truly heave a sigh of relief. This time, if the ancestor had not appeared in time, it would have been very difficult for him to get rid of the three. In this case, it would not be so easy for the three to find him. Now that he had successfully devoured the 10,000-year ice cicada, the next thing to do was to find the exit as quickly as possible. It would be a long time before they could leave the secondary space. Nobody knew how many such spaces there were in the secondary space. Longao was almost certain that every space in the secondary space had star state cultivators. Until now, there was still no clue as to the location of the space passage. Even Xiling and Bai Ling couldn't sense the location of the tunnel. In the dragon seal space. Long Fu, what's the matter? Ever since the appearance of the dragon seal true body, Long Fu rarely spoke, which made Longao think that Long Fu was still missing his former master. Longao was very clear. Long Tian's and Long Mie's situations were completely different. Long Tian was the temporary master of the dragon seal. Long Fu could get rid of Long Tian for his sake, but could Long Fu also get rid of Long Mie for his sake? It was almost impossible. Master, I just sensed a star state divine weapon. If you can get it, I believe it will be of great help to you. A star state divine weapon? Long Fu, can I use a star state divine weapon with my current strength? If a cultivator who hadn't broken through the star state used a star state divine weapon by force, wouldn't he be devoured by the weapon? Longao had already obtained a starry sky god tool, which was given to him by Mo Wu Dao. Although it was only a level 2 star state divine weapon, Longao had once used it. However, no matter how hard he tried, he couldn't truly control it. If that was the case, was it worth it to delay the search for the exit for a star state divine weapon? As if he could guess what his master was thinking, Long Fu smiled and said, Don't worry, master. This star state divine weapon is very special. With your current strength, you're more than capable of using it. Long Fu, what's the level of this star state divine weapon? That was what Longao was really concerned about. A level 1 star state divine weapon. There was a slight difference. However, Longao was very clear that since Long Fu wanted a star state divine weapon, it must be extraordinary. Thinking of this, Longao didn't hesitate and shot towards the direction Long Fu pointed out. Ice Valley? Looking at the ice valley in front of him, Longao was completely stunned, because he never thought that the place Long Fu asked him to find the star-state divine weapon was the ice valley that he had just left. It wasn't easy for him to shake off Bing Chun and the other two's pursuit. If he returned to the ice valley now, wouldn't he be like a lamb in a tiger's den? Long Fu, what do you mean? Although he knew that Long Fu wouldn't harm him, Longao still couldn't help but wonder what Long Fu meant. Master, I believe you have seen the power of Long Tian and Tong Zun's ice fire, 9-layered cauldron. Nodding, Longao still had lingering fears about the power of the ice fire, 9-layered cauldron in Long Tian and Tong Zun's hands. If he hadn't been able to enter the dragon seal space, he believed that he would have died under the ice fire, 9-layered cauldron. At this time, why did Long Fu suddenly mention the ice fire, 9-layered cauldron? Could it be? Longao seemed to have guessed something, but he still didn't believe it. If the ice fire, 9-layered cauldron really existed in the ice valley, then it would be worth it to take the risk to enter the ice valley again. Longao really couldn't resist the temptation of the ice fire, 9-layered cauldron's power. Master, I believe you have guessed it. Yes, there is indeed an ice fire, 9-layered cauldron in the ice valley, and it's a level 1 star-state divine weapon. If Master can get it, even if you encounter a level 1 star-state cultivator, you won't be in a passive position. Excitement, surprise. Long Fu, if the ice fire, 9-layered cauldron in the ice valley is a level 1 star-state divine weapon, then what is the level of the ice fire, 9-layered cauldron in Long Tian and Tong Zun's hands? Longao was almost certain that whether it was Long Tian's ice fire, 9-layered cauldron, or Tong Zun's ice fire, 9-layered cauldron, they were definitely not starry sky divine tools. It was hard to imagine how powerful the ice fire, 9-layered cauldron would be if it was a real starry sky divine tool. Master, the ice fire, 9-layered cauldron in their hands is just an imitation of a star-state divine weapon. If it was a real star-state divine weapon, they wouldn't be able to use it with their strength. So that was it. Imitation of a star-state divine weapon. Longao roughly understood what Long Fu meant. Although the ice fire, 9-layered cauldron in their hands was an imitation of a star-state divine weapon, its power was definitely far above a real one. Just by relying on the imitation of a star-state divine weapon, even Xingkuren might not be a match for them. P.S. Chapter 3 Chapter 1827 The Starry Sky Divine Artifact Ice Fire, 9-layered cauldron. Longao was determined to get it. Brother Long, you must be careful. Bai Ling looked worried. After all, Bing Chun and the other two were all Starry Sky cultivators, and Bing Chun was even a second-level Starry Sky cultivator. If Longao was found, it would not be so easy to leave the ice valley. Longao smiled. The most dangerous place was also the safest place. Even if Bing Qian and the other two were killed, they would not think that he would return to the ice valley. Longao even asserted that the three of them must not have returned to the ice valley, but were looking for him outside. How could they let him devour the 10,000-year ice cicada? In the ice valley, Longao stepped into the ice valley for the second time, and the feeling was completely different. If Long Fu had not sensed the existence of the ice fire, 9-layered cauldron, he would not have known that there was a starry sky divine artifact hidden in the Ice Spirit clan, and it was the ice fire, 9-layered cauldron. Not only that, what Longao really valued was that with his current strength, he could use this starry sky divine artifact. This was the most important thing. Long Fu, where is the ice fire, 9-layered cauldron? He was a little impatient. Now that his cultivation was half a step into the starry sky realm, if he could get the ice fire, 9-layered cauldron, Longao was full of confidence. Not to mention the warriors under the starry sky. Even if he encountered a first-level starry sky cultivator, he would be able to fight. As for whether he could defeat a first-level starry sky cultivator, it was still unknown. However, Longao was confident that in his current situation, even a first-level starry sky cultivator would not be able to kill him. In addition to half a step into the starry sky realm, the ice fire, 9-layered cauldron, the biggest reason and the biggest reliance was the Samsara sword. Because no one would believe that the Samsara sword chi could break the power of the starry sky. Master, it's about 3,000 meters away from the ice cave. According to the location pointed out by Long Fu, Longao seemed to be a little impatient. He directly used space teleportation and his speed soared to the extreme. A huge open space, which was rare, there was no ice around. A Tai Chi 8 trigrams. One side was fiery red, while the other side was sky blue. In the center of the Tai Chi 8 trigrams, there was a small cauldron shrouded in flames and ice. Seeing the small cauldron, Longao's face was filled with pleasant surprise. If there were no surprises, the small cauldron in the Tai Chi 8 trigrams should be the ice fire ninefold cauldron that Xiao Chan was looking for. One can wear out iron shoes in a fruitless search, only to find it by chance. Master, be careful. He nodded. Of course, Longao knew that snatching the ice fire nine-layered cauldron would not be an easy task. What piqued Longao's curiosity was that since the ice fire nine-layered cauldron was inside the ice valley, why hadn't Bing Chen's group obtained it? Could there be something fishy about this? However, things had already come to this point. Longao could no longer care about anything else. He did not immediately step into the Tai Chi 8 trigrams. Instead, he stood outside and stared at the Tai Chi 8 trigrams in front of him without blinking. He picked up a pebble from the ground and threw it at the ice fire nine-layered cauldron in the Tai Chi 8 trigrams. The situation suddenly changed. The Tai Chi 8 trigrams, which was as calm as before, suddenly shot out two bolts of lightning. One was a flame light, and the other was an ice light. They directly struck the small pebble. Before Longao could react, the small pebble had already disappeared without a trace. He was shocked. Although he had already guessed that there was something wrong with the Tai Chi 8 trigrams in front of him, he still did not expect the Tai Chi 8 trigrams to be so terrifying. Longao could clearly sense how powerful the two bolts of lightning that the Tai Chi 8 trigrams had just shot out were. Brother Long, just now, Sister and I have already sensed it. If there are no accidents, this Tai Chi 8 trigrams should be guarding this ice valley. It will not be easy to obtain the ice fire nine-layered cauldron. Longao finally understood why Bing Chen's group did not snatch the ice fire nine-layered cauldron. It turned out that the ice fire nine-layered cauldron was guarding the ice valley. Once touched, the entire ice valley would collapse. There was another reason. It seemed that the power of the Tai Chi 8 trigrams was too strong. Even with the strength of Bing Chen's group, they were unable to shake the Tai Chi 8 trigrams, let alone snatch the ice fire nine-layered cauldron. With such power, Longao did not dare to touch it casually. Taking a deep breath, Longao used his finger as a sword and used the reincarnation sword Qi, constantly shooting at the Tai Chi 8 trigrams. However, the incomparably fierce reincarnation sword Qi was like a stone sinking into the sea, attacking cotton. He could only watch, unable to move. If he had not entered the ice valley and did not know about the ice fire nine-layered cauldron, it would have been fine. But now, the ice fire nine-layered cauldron was clearly in front of him, but he could not obtain it. It would be a lie to say that he was not depressed. How to obtain the ice fire nine-layered cauldron? Immersed in the situation, Longao was prepared to personally test the power of the Tai Chi 8 trigrams, because only in this way would he be able to find a better way to break the Tai Chi 8 trigrams. He took a step forward with his right foot. As soon as he stepped into the Tai Chi 8 trigrams, two terrifying forces instantly enveloped him. Before Longao could react, he had been ruthlessly attacked by the power of ice and fire. His body was thrown out like a kite with a broken string. Longao's cultivation was half a step into the starry sky realm, and his physical defense had reached a very strong level. Even so, he still could not resist the attack of the power of ice and fire. It was fortunate that he was so. Otherwise, he would have died by now. What a terrifying Tai Chi 8 trigrams. He would not know until he tried it. The power of the so-called Tai Chi 8 trigrams was exactly the two extreme powers of the ice fire nine-layered cauldron. One was the extreme power of fire, and the other was the extreme power of ice. Longao knew very well that the ice fire nine-layered cauldron in front of him was not a replica of a starry sky divine weapon, but a real one. Otherwise, it could not have such terrifying power. Should he just give up like this? Longao, stop for a moment. The ice fire nine-layered cauldron is obviously sealed here by a powerful starry sky cultivator. If you want to get the ice fire nine-layered cauldron, you must first break the seal here. Otherwise, you will only die if you force your way in. Even though it was depressing, what Violet Spirit said was true. Right now, There was only one thing that he had to do, and that was to think of every possible way to break open the seal here before anything else. If the seal was not broken, he would not be able to get the Ice-Fire 9-layered cauldron. Xiling, how can I break the seal here? I've already sensed it. The person who sealed the Ice-Fire 9-layered cauldron should be a Grade 4 Starry Sky cultivator. Therefore, only a powerful Grade 4 Starry Sky cultivator or above could break the seal. With your strength alone, even with the help of the two of us, you won't be able to break the seal. Chapter 1828. His face became more and more dignified. Longao knew very well what a Grade 4 Starry Sky cultivator meant. Not to mention a Grade 4 Starry Sky cultivator. Even a Grade 4 Starry Sky cultivator did not exist. What should he do? Should he just give up? If it were an ordinary Starry Sky Divine tool, Longao would definitely not waste his time on it. Only the Ice-Fire 9-layered cauldron. According to Xiling, even with his current strength, he could really use the power of the Ice-Fire 9-layered cauldron. Based on this alone, the Ice-Fire 9-layered cauldron was a must. Inside the wordless heavenly book space, Longao, what do you want from me? Every time he saw the black-robed young man in front of him who looked exactly like him, Longao felt a deep pain in his balls. Even now, he was still not sure whether the mysterious young man in front of him was his 100 reincarnation original body or not. Senior, I want you to help me get the Ice-Fire 9-layered cauldron. After thinking about it, Longao could only think of this person. Although he had not really seen the strength of the mysterious young man, Longao could be sure that his 100 reincarnation original body was not only a Starry Sky cultivator, but also a super existence above a Grade 9 Starry Sky cultivator. For a long time, Longao believed in his intuition. Longao, I will not help you. Longao was not surprised at all because he had already guessed that the black-robed young man would not agree. Senior, I am determined to get the Ice-Fire 9-layered cauldron. So what? The black-robed young man seemed a little surprised and asked with a smile, If Senior is not willing to help me, I can only take the risk. If I unfortunately die, it seems that Senior will have to re-enter the cycle of reincarnation. A threat. A blatant threat. Longao knew that his threat might not be useful, but things had already reached this point. If the black-robed young man was not willing to help, he could only choose to give up. He was unwilling to accept this. If he could get the Ice-Fire 9-layered cauldron, then with the double power of the reincarnation sword and the Ice-Fire 9-layered cauldron, he would even have a chance to kill a Grade 1 Starry Sky cultivator. It was precisely because of this that the Ice-Fire 9-fold cauldron had to be obtained. The black-robed young man did not speak, and neither did Longao. For a moment, the space of the wordless heavenly book fell into silence. Time trickled by. After an unknown period of time, the black-clothed youth suddenly raised his head and said, Only this time. Don't do it again. Hearing this, Longao was overjoyed. Entering the space of the wordless heavenly book this time, he was just trying his luck. It would be best if the black-clothed young man agreed, but if he didn't, he wouldn't lose anything. Thank you, Senior. Leaving the space of the wordless heavenly book, Longao couldn't help but be pleasantly surprised. In the next second, a black figure suddenly appeared, releasing a terrifying power of the starry sky, which directly enveloped the entire Tai Chi 8 trigrams. The Tai Chi 8 trigrams, which had been extremely powerful just now, was like a mouse that had seen a cat when it encountered the terrifying power of the starry sky. It had no power to resist at all. Remember, don't do it again. If you dare to threaten me in the future, Humph. Looking at the small cauldron in his hand, Longao was simply overjoyed. Just as Long Fu said, although the Ice-Fire 9-layered cauldron was a starry sky divine weapon, with his strength, he could actually use the power of the Ice-Fire 9-layered cauldron. After successfully obtaining the Ice-Fire 9-layered cauldron, Longao did not hesitate at all, turned around and quickly left. According to Xiling's senses, the Ice-Fire 9-layered cauldron was the existence that suppressed the Ice Valley. If it left its position, wouldn't it mean that the entire Ice Valley would be destroyed? He had to leave this place as soon as possible, otherwise, the consequences would be unimaginable. Longao used teleportation, and after a few teleportations, he successfully left the Ice Valley. This was Longao's speed. If it was an ordinary Nirvana Realm warrior, he believed that he would not be able to leave the Ice Valley in time. Just as he stepped out of the Ice Valley, before Longao had time to turn over and look, the entire valley in front of him had collapsed. With a loud bang, the valley was torn apart and instantly turned into a pile of ruins. Longao, I'm going to tear you to shreds. Unable to find any trace of Longao, Bing Chen and the other two, who had just returned, saw the collapse of the Ice Valley, and their entire bodies started to crumble. This did not mean that they cared about the life and death of their clansmen. They only cared about one thing, and that was the collapse of the Ice Valley, which meant that the Starry Sky Divine Tool guarding the Ice Valley had disappeared. Strictly speaking, it had been taken away by Longao. Longao had returned to the Ice Valley for a second time, and he had simply looked down on them and did not take them seriously. This was a great humiliation. If they did not kill Longao, how could they swallow this insult? With just the three of you? Longao sneered. He did not take the three of them seriously at all. They could not catch up with him when his cultivation was not half a step into the Starry Sky Realm, let alone now. Longao's figure kept appearing and disappearing under space teleportation. As for Bing Chun and the other two, how could they let Longao go so easily? In anger, the three of them sped up to the extreme, but they still could not catch up with Longao. Was this true? If they had not experienced it themselves, they would have found it hard to believe. The three of them thought that they were very strong, especially Bing Chen, who was a second-level Starry Sky cultivator. Even a second-level Starry Sky cultivator might not be able to completely shake them off, let alone a Nirvana Realm warrior who had just half a step into the Starry Sky Realm. There was only one explanation. Longao must have a Space Divine weapon, and he could only shake them off with the help of the Space Divine weapon. In other words, if the three of them wanted to catch up with him, they had to use a Space Divine weapon. However, among all the Space Divine weapons were the most difficult to obtain. What should they do? Master, why don't we use the treasure of the Ice Spirit clan? The Ice Spirit mirror is on the verge of breaking. It can only be used one more time. I can't believe we have to use it for the last time for an insignificant Nirvana Realm warrior. Alas, he sighed deeply. Even if he did not want to do it, what could he do? Even so, the three of them did not slow down in the slightest. There was a distance of several hundred meters between the two sides. Even so, the three of them could never catch up to the other side. It was an extremely depressing situation for them. Humph, Longao, I'll show you the power of the Ice Spirit Mirror, the treasure of the Ice Spirit clan. Ice Spirit Mirror? The treasure of the Ice Spirit clan? Hearing Bing Chen's words, Longao did not know why, but he had a bad feeling. As a powerful clan, the Ice Spirit clan must have an extraordinary treasure. However, since things had come to this point, he could only choose to leave as quickly as possible. As for the treasure of the Ice Spirit clan, only a fool would care about it. Chapter 1829. The Ice Soul Mirror was the most precious treasure of the Ice Spirit clan. Once the Ice Soul Mirror was used, everything within 1,000 meters would be frozen in an instant. The Ice Spirit clan relied on this powerful Starry Sky Divine weapon to gain a foothold in the advanced planes. Although the Ice Soul Mirror was powerful, it also had a fatal weakness. It could only be used 10 times. Since the first master of the Ice Spirit clan used it, it had been used 9 times. In other words, now the Ice Soul Mirror could only be used 1 time. If Bing Chun could not defeat Longao with the help of the Ice Soul Mirror, then it would be impossible to lock onto Longao again. There was only one chance. Longao, who was running at full speed, suddenly felt that all the space around him was frozen. He was shocked. He did not dare to be careless. Longao certainly knew that this must be the Space Divine weapon used by Bing Chun, but he never expected the Starry Sky Divine weapon in Bing Chun's hand to be so powerful. Using his finger as a sword, Bing Chun swung his sword backward. Reincarnation sword chi came out one after another. In the blink of an eye, Longao had set up a shield of reincarnation sword chi around him. It was an absolute vacuum. He was locked onto thousands of meters away. Longao knew very well that as soon as he left the shield of reincarnation sword chi, he would be locked onto immediately. At that time, he would be meat on the chopping board, at the mercy of others. The situation was critical. At the critical moment of life and death, Longao was a little overwhelmed. With the help of the reincarnation sword chi around him, he slowly walked forward, but his speed was obviously slowed down. Not only that, he could not even use teleportation. A few seconds later, Bing Chun and the other two had arrived in front of Longao. The three of them did not waste any time this time. Each of them used all their strength to attack Longao fiercely. A second-level Starry Sky Cultivator and two first-level Starry Sky Cultivators. The three of them attacked together. Even a second-level Starry Sky Cultivator could not resist such a joint attack, let alone an ordinary warrior. He was in big trouble. Longao kept retreating, shock written all over his face. Because in this situation, was he doomed? At the critical moment, just when Longao thought he was going to die, the situation suddenly changed. If he didn't have the Ice Spirit Mirror's lock, he could easily leave by relying on Longao's space teleportation. But now, two terrifying sword chis suddenly erupted from Longao's body. One was a purple sword chi, and the other was a white sword chi. The two streams of sword chi were like sword dragons as they crisscrossed with each other. The cries of swords resounded through the entire space. Xiling, Bai Ling. Longao knew that the people who came to his rescue were Xiling and Bai Ling. If it had been an ordinary grade 1 Starry Sky Cultivator, it would have been fine. However, there were three of them, and Bing Chun was a grade 2 Starry Sky Cultivator. Go for wool and come home shorn. If something happened to Bai Ling and Xiling because of her, she would blame herself for the rest of her life. Brother Long, we're here to help you. Don't. Of course, Xiling and Bai Ling wouldn't care about Longao. If they didn't help, Longao would definitely die. How could the two of them let that happen? The two streams of sword chi directly attacked the three of them. The three of them, who were confident that they could kill Longao, were suddenly attacked by the two streams of sword chi. They didn't seem to be able to react in time, and were directly pushed back by the two streams of sword chi. Starry Sky Jianling. Bing Chun and the others instantly knew that there were two Starry Sky Jianling in their opponent's body. Otherwise, it would be impossible to release such powerful sword chi. Sect Master, the Starry Sky Sword Spirit in Longao's body, if I'm not mistaken, is at least above the 6th level of Starry Sky Realm. Bing Chun nodded in agreement. Greed was written all over Bing Chun's face. If the three of them could get the two streams of sword chi, their cultivation would skyrocket. Longao, as long as you hand over the two Starry Sky Jianling in your body, I'll let you go. From then on, the grudge between you and me will be written off. What do you think? The Ice Soul Mirror could last for dozens of minutes. Otherwise, Bing Chun wouldn't have dared to waste time like this. Do you think I'll agree? Xiling and Bai Ling temporarily scared the three of them. However, with their current strength, it was impossible for them to fight against three Starry Sky Cultivators. Once they were seen through, the consequences would be unimaginable. The Samsara Sword in his hand continued to release Samsara Sword Chi and set up a Samsara Sword Chi shield around his body. However, under such circumstances, his speed would be very slow. Since you don't agree, I'll kill you first and then devour the two Jianling. Laughing wildly, the three of them charged toward Longao again. In their opinion, the two Jianling in Longao's body were also destroyed. Only the vital spirit remained. No matter how powerful he was, he wouldn't be able to withstand their joint attack. Out of greed, the three of them couldn't wait to devour the two Jianling in Longao's body. Before the three of them could get close, the two streams of sword chi instantly expanded and slashed toward them again. They had been careless and didn't expect this. Now, the three of them were prepared. The three of them joined forces and combined their terrifying strength, directly colliding with the two streams of sword chi. It wasn't as earth-shattering as they had imagined. Both Xiling and Bai Ling spat out a mouthful of blood at the same time. Their faces were pale. No matter what, they were still Starry Jianling. Without the primordial spirit in their bodies, their strength was greatly reduced. This was the real reason why the three of them could seriously injure the two of them when they joined forces. Long Fu, seal the dragon seal. Don't let Xiling and Bai Ling attack again. Of course, Longao could clearly sense the injuries of Xiling and Bai Ling. If they continued to attack, no one could guarantee what would happen to Xiling and Bai Ling. The only way now was to let Long Fu seal the dragon seal space. In this way, with the current strength of Xiling and Bai Ling, they wouldn't be able to break the seal and attack. In Long Ao's view, their lives were more important than his own. Long Fu, of course, knew the seriousness of the matter. He immediately sealed the dragon seal space. Long Fu, hurry up and open the seal. We have to save Long Ao. Xiling and Bai Ling were completely panicking. According to Long Ao's strength, it was impossible for him to resist the joint forces of 3 starry sky cultivators. If the 2 of them didn't attack, Long Ao would undoubtedly die. However, at this moment, Long Fu sealed the space. The 2 of them were furious to the extreme. However, according to their strength, it was impossible for them to break the seal. In other words, only Long Fu could open the seal of the dragon seal space. Although Bing Chun and the Nebula Dragon Leopard were of the same cultivation level, the difference in strength between the 2 was extremely large. Brother Dragon Leopard, I have something to discuss with you. Bing Chun, you and I have always minded our own business. Why are you looking for me? The Nebula Dragon Leopard was very curious. In this small space, second-grade starry sky cultivators were invincible. No one dared to provoke the Ice Spirit Clan, where Bing Chun was from. Because of this, the Nebula Dragon Leopard was very curious. It didn't know why Bing Chun was looking for it. Bing Chun didn't hide anything. He told the Nebula Dragon Leopard everything that had happened before. After listening, the Nebula Dragon Leopard's face was also filled with greed. 2 Jinling with a cultivation level of at least level 6 Starry Sky Realm. Even a level 5 Starry Sky cultivator wouldn't be able to resist such temptation, let alone the Nebula Dragon Leopard. Bing Chun, tell me why you're here. I don't want to hear any nonsense. What I mean is very simple. Your speed is enough to compete with Long Ao. When the time comes, you and I will work together to deal with him. However, there are 2 Starry Sky Jianling. You and I will each devour a Starry Sky Jianling. How does that sound? Deal. The Nebula Dragon Leopard wasn't a greedy person. It knew that it only needed to devour 1 Starry Sky Jianling. As for the second Starry Sky Jianling, it wouldn't be much trouble for Bing Chun. The Nebula Dragon Leopard couldn't wait to find out that Bing Chun had a Starry Sky Jianling in his body. Moreover, it was a Jianling that was at least level 5 or above. Just like that, Bing Chun and the other 2 immediately left with the Nebula Dragon Leopard. As for where to find Long Ao, the Nebula Dragon Leopard had its own way. Long Ao, who was out of danger, immediately found a secluded place and entered the dragon seal space. Xiling Bai Ling, are you okay? Seeing that the 2 of them were safe and sound, Long Ao finally heaved a sigh of relief. Humph! Xiling snorted coldly and walked to the side. He didn't say a word and was obviously furious. As for Bai Ling, she also looked worried. However, unlike Xiling, she said, Brother Dragon, can I ask you for a favor? There was no need for Bai Ling to say anything. Long Ao already knew what Bai Ling wanted to ask of him. Shaking his head, Long Ao refused directly. No, Bai Ling, your and Xiling's safety is more important than anything else. Even if I die, I won't let anything happen to you. Next time, without my command, you can't attack. Otherwise, I'll make Long Fu seal you here at all times. Bai Ling was obviously in a difficult position because she knew Brother Dragon's strength very well. If he encountered a level 1 Starry Sky cultivator, he might be able to deal with it. However, what if he encountered 2 or more Starry Sky cultivators? Don't care about him. If he wants to die, let him die. Xiling was very angry, but she felt a little warm in her heart because Long Ao had just said that he would rather die than let the 2 of them die. This sentence was enough. Long Ao obviously didn't want to dwell on this issue. Instead, he said, I have successfully obtained the Ice Fire 9-layered cauldron. With my current strength, with the help of the Reincarnation Sword and the Ice Fire 9-layered cauldron, can I kill a level 1 Starry Sky cultivator? This was what Long Ao was most concerned about. Whether it was Bai Ling or Xiling, they both knew that Long Ao didn't want to dwell on this issue. Bai Ling sighed helplessly and said, Brother Dragon, your reincarnation sword chi can break through the power of the starry sky. With the help of the Ice-Fire 9-layered cauldron, you should have no problem fighting against a level 1 Starry Sky Cultivator who has just entered the level 1 Starry Sky Cultivator realm. However, if you face someone who has stabilized the level 1 Starry Sky Cultivator realm, you won't know whether you will win or lose. Brother Dragon, I believe you should know that sometimes actual combat experience is very important. Yes, Longao was very clear about the meaning of Bai Ling's words. It seemed that there was still a gap between him and a level 1 Starry Sky Cultivator. However, if he wanted to test his current strength, he had to find a level 1 Starry Sky Cultivator to test his strength. However, such a martial artist or divine beast might be difficult to find in the outside continents, but in the Starry Sky secret realm, there were Starry Sky Cultivators everywhere. Chapter 1831. Who should I test it on? After thinking about it, Longao locked onto two people. One was Bing Ri, and the other was Bing Yu. Bing Chin's strength was obvious. A level 2 Starry Sky Cultivator was not someone he could compete with. However, Bing Ri and Bing Yu's situation was different. Both of them were level 1 Starry Sky Cultivators. He could use them to test his strength. As for whether he would win or lose, no one would know until he tried. Just do it. Longao looked for traces of Bing Chun and the other two. If Bing Chen and the other two knew about this, what would they think? Reincarnation doppelganger, I'm counting on you. Longao had fought with the three of them before. If it was outside, even with Long Ming's help, it would be difficult to locate the three of them. However, the situation was completely different now. In a small space, with Long Ming's lock, Longao quickly found the three of them. What kind of Starry Sky Divine Beast is this? Sensing the Dragon Leopard Divine Beast beside Bing Chun, Longao was shocked because he had already sensed that it was a level 2 Starry Sky Divine Beast. Whoosh! The reincarnation doppelganger had already rushed out at an extremely fast speed. The four people who were trying their best to find Longao's trace suddenly saw Longao heading to the left. The four of them were shocked. The other party seemed to be a little too fast and arrogant. Chase. Even if it was not for Longao, the temptation of 2 Starry Sky Jianling was there. How could the four of them choose to give up so easily? The opportunity was here. Longao did not hesitate. With a spatial teleport, his figure disappeared from the spot. A huge reincarnation sword chi flew out and blocked Bing Ri's path. You're courting death. The four of them all stopped, but there was no trace of Longao. What was going on? Continue to chase. The Nebula Dragon Leopard was very fast. It did not care about Bing Ri's life or death. It did not care whether Bing Ri was alive or dead. The only thing it cared about was the 2 Starry Sky Jianling in Longao's body. Helpless, Bing Chen also followed. Their speed was obviously faster than Bing Ri and Bing Yu. Their figures had already disappeared, but Bing Ri and Bing Yu were still in the same place. Big brother, what happened? Second brother, there's something fishy going on. Someone did attack me just now. Hearing this, Bing Yu's face instantly darkened. Who is it? If you have the ability to do it, then have the ability to come out. Why hide? 1 against 2, he was still no match for the two of them. Although Longao wanted to test his strength, it was in a one-on-one situation, not one-on-two. How to separate the two of them? No matter how he thought about it, Longao couldn't think of a good idea. Big brother, could this person be Longao? Shaking his head, Bing Ri said with certainty, impossible. The nebula Longao has already locked onto Longao's position. How could Longao split himself to deal with us? Moreover, Longao clearly knows that he is no match for us. Why would he be so stupid as to send himself to the mountain gate? Bing Ri was very confident that he wouldn't dare to come forward. The matter of a sheep entering the tiger's mouth, unless Longao's brain was flooded with water, otherwise, he would definitely not do this. Big brother, what should we do now? With their speed, they couldn't catch up with the Master and the Nebula Dragon Leopard. At this time, even if they wanted to, they couldn't catch up to them. Since that was the case, they had to think of another way. After thinking for a while, Bing Ri said, you and I will split up and look for Longao's traces. Remember, once you find Longao, You devour a starry sky Jianling, and I'll devour a starry sky Jianling. Humans were selfish. The two of them were brothers, and Bing Chan was their uncle. If there were 3 starry sky Jianling, then each of them would devour a starry sky Jianling without a doubt. However, the current situation was a little special. Longao only had 2 starry sky Jianling in his body. If they had to choose, they would definitely devour the starry sky Jianling first. Okay, Bing Ri and Bing Yu went in different directions from the nebula dragon leopard. In fact, the two of them also wanted to try their luck. If they were lucky, they could devour the starry sky Jianling separately. If they were unlucky, they could only watch the master and the nebula dragon leopard devour the starry sky Jianling. Should he choose Bing Ri? Or should he choose Bing Yu? Longao was unable to sense who was stronger or weaker between the two of them. However, with Bai Ling and Zi Ling's senses, he quickly knew that between Bing Ri and Bing Yu's strength was obviously unable to contend against Bing Ri. In that case, he could only choose Bing Yu. Longao's figure quietly chased after them. Without the obstruction of others, this time, he could test his strength and see if he could compete with a Grade 1 Starry Sky cultivator. Although they didn't fight, Longao could be sure that neither Bing Ri nor Bing Yu were Grade 1 Starry Sky cultivators. Bing Yu. Looking at the person in front of her, Bing Yu seemed to be in disbelief. She rubbed her eyes dramatically. After confirming again and again, she was sure that the young man in front of her was Longao, the person they were looking for. She was pleasantly surprised. It seemed that her luck was not bad. If she could kill the other party, not only could she devour a starry sky Jianling, but even her brother could devour a starry sky Jianling. Thinking that she could break through to the Grade 5 starry sky realm in the future, Bing Yu couldn't wait. Longao, you're really arrogant. Today, I'll let you know. Before Bing Yu could finish speaking, Longao took a big stride forward. Before he arrived, the samsara sword in his hand had already slashed out fiercely. Bing Yu was shocked. Bing Yu had never expected that the other party would attack without any preparation. However, Bing Yu didn't take Longao seriously at all. She dealt with every move as it came, and dealt with all changes by sticking to the status quo. The starry sky power erupted from her body and fiercely suppressed Longao. If she faced other Nirvana realm martial artists who were half a step into the starry sky realm, she would probably die. Only Longao's situation was very special. The samsara sword in his hand cooperated with the 36 samsara styles, and the samsara sword chi directly broke through the suppression of the starry sky power. This was the real reason why Longao dared to fight against a starry sky cultivator. With the previous lesson, Bing Yu certainly wouldn't tangle with Longao for long. She was ready to fight in close combat and kill Longao in the shortest time possible. She also had to devour the starry sky Jianling before the master and the nebula dragon leopard arrived. Otherwise, she and her brother wouldn't have a chance to get the starry sky Jianling. However, Bing Yu certainly didn't expect that Longao would obtain the starry sky divine artifact Ice Fire 9-layered cauldron that guarded the Ice Valley. Otherwise, he wouldn't be so calm. After all, the Ice Fire 9-layered cauldron was different. Even a Nirvana realm martial artist who was half a step into the starry sky could use it. Chapter 1832. Longao was very clear. Even if he was half a step into the starry sky realm, his strength was still not enough to compete with Bing Yu. He had to end the battle quickly. The longer he delayed, the more disadvantageous it would be for him. The reincarnation sword broke through the suppression of the opponent's starry sky power, and the Ice Fire 9-layered cauldron appeared in Longao's hand. Ice Sealing 10,000 Burn 8 Desolation, 2 extreme powers of ice and fire, crazily rushed towards Bing Yu. How could Bing Yu not know about the Ice Fire 9-layered cauldron? He never thought that the starry sky divine weapon guarding the Ice Valley would fall into the hands of Longao. No wonder Longao dared to provoke him. It turned out that he relied on the Ice Fire 9-layered cauldron. Ha ha ha, ha ha ha. Although shocked, after a short shock, Bing Yu suddenly laughed crazily. Longao, don't think that you can challenge me with the Ice Fire 9-layered cauldron. You are still far from it. Half step into the starry sky realm was always a half step. There was still an insurmountable gap between the real starry sky realm cultivator. That was exactly the case. Bing Yu was not surprised at all. Instead, he calmly responded. However, Bing Yu still underestimated Longao. The ice-fire 9-layered cauldron in his hand, two terrifying extreme powers, one from the left and one from the right, enveloped Bing Yu. A once-in-a-lifetime opportunity had come. It seemed a little difficult to kill Bing Yu with the reincarnation sword and the ice-fire 9-layered cauldron alone. It was almost impossible. If he encountered an ordinary person, he would have been helpless. Except for Longao. Time kill skill. Time imprisonment. If it was in a normal situation, with Bing Yu's strength, it would definitely be impossible for Longao to lock on. But now, with the suppression of two extreme powers, even Bing Yu failed. Time crush. Under Bing Yu's shocked gaze, the surrounding time began to shatter. Under such circumstances, Bing Yu's body began to shatter piece by piece along with the surrounding time. Although time crush was powerful, it could not preserve the body and primordial spirit. Otherwise, Long Fu could refine Bing Yu into a soul slave or corpse slave to help himself. Worthy of being a grade 1 starry sky cultivator, Ning Cheng had to use all his sure kill skills to kill him. If other people came to know that Longao had killed a grade 1 starry sky cultivator while in the Nirvana rebirth realm, it would definitely cause a huge commotion. Such a thing was unheard of. Next, Ice Day. After successfully killing Bing Yu, Longao did not hesitate and directly headed in the direction that Bing Ri had just left. Although Bing Ri had left first, with Longao's speed and spatial teleportation, catching up to Bing Ri was only a matter of minutes. In another place. Who are you? Since you're following me, why are you being so sneaky? Bing Ri, your second brother is already dead. Why don't you go down and accompany him? Seeing Longao suddenly appear in front of him, Bing Ri was very surprised. Would Bing Ri believe it? He sneered and said, Longao, you think you can kill my second brother? You don't have to be an alarmist here, but since you're not afraid of death, I'll fulfill your wish. Bing Ri was more or less surprised, because his luck was not bad. Once he killed Longao, wouldn't he be able to devour the starry sky Jianling? Just when Bing Ri did not want to talk nonsense and was about to make a move, the situation suddenly changed. Longao pulled out a corpse from nowhere and threw it right in front of him. It was too familiar. Second brother. Bing Ri never thought that Longao would really kill his second brother, and that his primordial spirit would be destroyed, leaving only his body, a badly damaged body. Longao, I'm going to tear you to pieces. Looking at his second brother's corpse, Bing Ri was furious to the extreme. He did not continue to talk nonsense and rushed out directly. Before he arrived, a terrifying murderous aura had already arrived. He did not dare to be the slightest bit careless. Longao could clearly feel that Bing Ri's strength was far above Bing Yu's. It would be countless times more difficult for him to kill Bing Ri than it was for him to kill Bing Yu. However, the situation now was different. Watching his second brother being killed, Bing Ri's state of mind was already in chaos. If it was any other Nirvana realm martial artist, then it would have been fine. However, Longao was an evildoer who could kill a starry sky cultivator. The Samsara sword released the Samsara sword chi. Bing Ri wanted to suppress Longao with the power of the starry sky, which seemed a bit ridiculous. The ice-fire 9-layered cauldron, two kinds of extreme power, came out crazily. Bing Ri and Bing Yu were the same. Sensing that the other party had used the starry sky divine weapon, they were also shocked. But after thinking about it, they felt relieved. If Longao had not taken away the ice-fire 9-layered cauldron, how could the ice valley collapse and become a pile of ruins? Bing Ri was obviously calmer than Bing Yu and had put away his contempt. His second brother could be killed by Longao, which in itself showed how strong Longao was. But in Bing Ri's view, the main reason why Longao could kill his second brother was because of the ice-fire 9-layered cauldron in his hand. He kept retreating and did not want to fight force with force. But would Longao choose to give up so easily? Bing Ri's strength was above Bing Yu's. The longer the time was delayed, the worse it would be for him. Longao used his time sure kill technique, time imprisonment, and time crush again. Bing Ri, who was retreating, suddenly felt the time imprisonment around him. He was shocked and did not know what was going on. Due to his carelessness, Even Bing Ri fell for it. But at this time, before Longao could use Time Crush, two terrifying auras came from afar at a very fast speed. Nebula Dragon Leopard and Bing Chun had arrived. Although Longao was confident that he could kill a Grade 1 Starry Sky Cultivator, he did not have the slightest confidence in facing a Grade 2 Starry Sky Cultivator. This time, he did not succeed in killing Bing Ri. It would be even more difficult to continue killing Bing Ri in the future. After all, after this battle, Bing Ri would definitely be on guard. After the battle between Bing Ri and Bing Yu, Longao had a general understanding of his strength. He was still not a match for a Grade 1 Starry Sky Cultivator, even if he used all kinds of sure kill techniques. After all, the difference in realm was really difficult to make up for with other things. However, with his strength, if there were no accidents, everyone would look down on him and ignore him when facing a Grade 1 Starry Sky Cultivator. Samsara Sword, Ice Fire 9-layer Cauldron, and Time Sure Kill technique. If he used all kinds of sudden, once the Grade 1 Starry Sky Cultivator was careless and let down his guard, he would still be able to kill him. Bing Yu and Bing Ri were the best examples. Longao did not continue to chase after Bing Ri, because Nebula Dragon Leopard and Bing Chun would soon arrive. If he continued to stay, once he was besieged by Nebula Dragon Leopard and Bing Chun, he would definitely die. Thinking of this, Longao turned and left quickly. Before the two arrived, Longao's figure had disappeared without a trace. Chapter 1833. The second after Longao left. The Nebula Dragon Leopard and Bing Chun had arrived, but it was too late. Great Elder, what happened? Bing Ri suppressed his anger and shock as he recounted everything that had happened in detail. The three of them were not fools. They had all guessed that Longao was obviously luring them away. Longao could kill Bing Yu? The Nebula Dragon Leopard and Bing Chun were well aware of Bing Yu's strength. That was why they could not believe that Longao could kill a level 1 Starry Sky Cultivator. Could it be because of the Ice Fire 9-layered Cauldron? Brother Dragon Leopard, what do you think? The Nebula Dragon Leopard thought for a moment and said, according to Bing Ri, Longao must have used the power of the Ice Fire 9-layered Cauldron to kill Bing Yu. He clenched his fists tightly. Bing Chun was furious. For so many years, he had not touched the Ice Fire 9-layered Cauldron for the sake of the stability of the Ice Valley. But in the end, Longao had benefited from it. How could he not be angry? If he had known this would happen, he would have thought of a way to deal with the Ice Fire 9-layered Cauldron. Strictly speaking, Bing Chun had never taken the Ice Fire 9-layered Cauldron seriously. In his opinion, a level 1 Starry Sky Divine weapon was nothing to worry about, except for the fact that it could guard the Ice Valley. But now, Bing Chun regretted it to the extreme. What are you worried about? Even if Longao could kill Bing Yu with the help of the Ice Fire 9-layered Cauldron, he's still nothing against us. Otherwise, he wouldn't have had to run away. Perhaps they were too anxious just now and did not think of this at all. Brother Dragon Leopard is right. We must find Longao as soon as possible. Otherwise, once Longao's cultivation breaks through to the Starry Sky realm, it will be difficult for us to deal with him with the help of the Ice Fire 9-layered Cauldron. It would be a lie to say that they were not afraid. No matter what, Longao had killed Bing Yu. With the Dragon Leopard's help, the three of them quickly found the direction Longao had left. Without any hesitation, the three of them went after him with all their might. Master, you should leave this space first. Why? The Nebula Dragon Leopard's speed is terrifying. Coupled with Bing Chin's strength, once you're trapped, you'll be in big trouble. He wasn't worried at all. Long Fu, I can enter the Dragon Seal space at any time. Do I still need to be afraid of the Nebula Dragon Leopard and Ice Dust? Long Fu's expression was grave as he helplessly said, Master, from now on, you can't casually enter the Dragon Seal space. Why is that? What the hell is going on? Hearing Long Fu's words, Longao was shocked. The Dragon Seal space had always been his greatest reliance. Even now, the reason why he wasn't afraid of Bing Chun and the others was because he could enter the Dragon Seal space at any time. But now, Longao had no idea what was going on. Why was he unable to enter the Dragon Seal space for no reason? Master, The god diviner has already returned to the martial heaven continent. Furthermore, he's in the starry sky secret realm. If you casually enter the dragon seal space and the god diviner senses it, we'll be in trouble. So that's how it was. Longao was depressed to the extreme. The divine mathematician did not come back earlier or later, but came back at this time. If it was really as Long Fu said, then he really couldn't enter the dragon seal space. No matter what, he couldn't let the god diviner know that he possessed the secret of the dragon seal. Even now, Long Ao wasn't sure if the god diviner was a friend or foe. All right, I'll leave this space now. Originally, he had wanted to cause trouble for Bing Chun and the others. However, things had already reached this point. He could only find a passage and leave this place first. Wanting to find a passage to leave in this vast space wasn't an easy task. In a certain part of the space, Brother Jin Tian, if we leave just like this, what will happen to Brother Long? Before Jin Tian could speak, Xing Kuan and the others had already become impatient from waiting. If you don't want to leave, it's up to you. In any case, we'll leave first. Goodbye. Take care. After several days of searching, Xing Kuan and the others had successfully found a passage to leave. Zilei and the others wanted to wait for Long Ao, but Xing Kuan and the others weren't willing to wait a moment longer. Looking at the figures disappearing one after another, Zilei and the others still didn't leave. What should we do? Wait. Everyone who stayed had a good relationship with Long Ao. Even Yi Tianhua had received Long Ao's favor. If they left alone at this time, it would be a little unkind. Everyone waited slowly. After a few hours, Long Ao finally arrived. Brother Long, are you all right? Shaking his head, Long Ao saw that everyone hadn't left. He was more or less touched. A friend like this was worth making. However, he was a little unwilling to leave just like this. I'm fine. Ao, since you're fine, we'll leave first. Just as Fentian and the others were about to leave, they suddenly realized that Long Ao didn't move at all. Everyone was curious. They didn't know what Long Ao meant. Ao, why aren't you leaving? Master, Big Brother Zilei, I was almost killed by a few people from the Ice Spirit clan. I must avenge this. Although I killed an elder of the Ice Spirit clan, there are still 2 people alive. If I don't kill these 2, I can't swallow this anger. Hearing Long Ao's words, everyone was shocked. The first thing that surprised them was that Long Ao could kill a level 1 Starry Sky cultivator. If Long Ao hadn't said it himself, it would have been unbelievable. The second thing that shocked them was Long Ao's arrogance. The 2 people on the other side not only had a level 1 Starry Sky cultivator, but also a level 2 Starry Sky cultivator. Not to mention Long Ao's strength, even if all of them joined forces, they might not be a match for the 2. Why was Long Ao so confident? Could it be that Long Ao was so confident because his cultivation was half a step into the Starry Sky realm? Originally, they didn't want to ask too much. However, this matter was of great importance. If they were careless, Long Ao would be doomed eternally, and the others would all die. Although they had a good relationship, this matter was of great importance. No one wanted to sacrifice themselves here in vain. Each of them had devoured the Starry Sky divine deity. If they could leave this place smoothly, they would reach the Starry Sky realm. At that time, dominating the world would be just around the corner. Because of this, no one was willing to sacrifice themselves. How could Long Ao not know about everyone's worries? He smiled and said, "Everyone, I have a way to deal with the 2 of them. All of you leave first. When I'm done with the 2 of them, I'll leave and meet up with you." Chapter 1834. Brother Long, are you looking down on us? Zilei's face was full of anger. Murong Feng Yin also said angrily, Long Ao, we are friends. If we want to stay, we will stay together. Even if we die, we will accompany you. They were very touched. Ao, with your strength, it is impossible for you to be a match for the Ice Spirit clan. How are you going to deal with them? Fentian was calm enough because he knew Ao's character very well. Without full confidence, Ao would definitely not make a move casually. In that case, did Ao really have a way to deal with the 2 Starry Sky cultivators? If that was the case, Fentian also wanted to see it. After all, it was very good to be able to kill 2 starry sky cultivators. To be honest, my cultivation has reached the half-step starry sky realm. With the various trump cards in my hands, I can kill a level 1 starry sky cultivator when the opponent is careless. As for the Ice Spirit Clan's elder, Bingyue, I killed him in the same way. There was no doubt, but until now, everyone still found it hard to believe that Longao really killed a level 1 starry sky cultivator. It was unbelievable and unimaginable. No one spoke. They just looked at Longao in shock. The Ice Spirit Clan's master, Bing Chun, is a level 2 starry sky cultivator. As for the other elder, Bing Ri, he is also a level 1 starry sky cultivator. If it was only Bing Ri, I am confident that I can deal with him, but with Bing Chun, I have no chance at all. For some reason, everyone was relieved. If Longao could kill a level 2 starry sky cultivator, they might as well kill themselves. But now that they thought about it, it was a bit unbelievable that Longao could kill a level 1 starry sky cultivator. In any case, Longao's cultivation was only above Nirvana Rebirth, but he had not really reached the starry sky realm. Ao, how are you going to deal with Bing Chun and Bingyue? Not only Fintian, but the others also wanted to know the answer. They also wanted to see how Longao would deal with the 2 starry sky cultivators. Master, I'm going to activate the formation. This was something Longao had already thought about before. If his cultivation was still in the Nirvana realm, he wouldn't have casually stayed behind to deal with 2 starry sky cultivators. However, the situation was different now. His cultivation had skyrocketed, and he was half a step into the starry sky realm. Because of this, he wanted to try and see if he could deal with 2 starry sky cultivators. Formation? Hearing that Longao was preparing to use the formation to deal with the 2 of them, everyone was shocked once again, especially Fintian, because he knew very well that even though Aor's cultivation was already half a step into the starry sky realm, the level of the formation was still only at the divine level realm. As long as Aor's array formation cultivation did not reach the starry sky realm, he would not be able to arrange a starry sky array formation. In that case, Aor would be overestimating himself if he wanted to rely on array formations to deal with the 2 of them. Fintian sighed deeply and said helplessly, Aor, I know very well that you are eager to take revenge, but you are still fine. How about this? We will leave this place first, and if there is a chance in the future, we will come in and kill 2 more people. How about that? Fintian's meaning was very clear, so how could Longao not know? Longao smiled and said, Master, if it were me alone, I would definitely not be able to do it, but with your help, I am 90% sure that I can kill the 2 of them. My help? Nodding, Longao took care of Zile and the others in the following time. In other words, except for Fintian, everyone had left the space. Aor, you and I are only divine level array masters. If we can break through to the starry sky array master, I still have the confidence to deal with the starry sky cultivators, but now, Fintian really could not figure it out. He did not know what Aor was thinking. It was impossible for Aor not to know what he could think of. Master, you can already arrange a starry sky array formation? Before Longao could finish his words, Fintian shook his head and said helplessly, Although I can arrange a starry sky array formation, I have not broken through to the starry sky array master. It took me 10,000 years to arrange a starry sky array formation. At this point, Fintian did not continue, but the meaning in his words was very clear. Master, since you can arrange a starry sky array master, then you are only 1 step away from the starry sky array master. Why don't we take advantage of this opportunity to break through to the starry sky cultivator in 1 fell swoop? In that case, I believe that Master can arrange a starry sky array master. At that time, with my help, I don't believe that we can't kill the 2 of them. How could Fintian not be willing to do such a good thing? However, Fintian still had self-awareness. Although his talent was good and he had swallowed a level 4 starry sky divine deity, he would break through to the starry sky cultivator sooner or later. Moreover, he would be a level 4 starry sky cultivator. However, it was a bit difficult to break through to the starry sky cultivator at this time. It was almost impossible. Of course, Longao could guess what his master was thinking. He smiled and said, Master, under normal circumstances, It would be impossible for you to break through to the Starry Sky Cultivator realm so quickly. Even if you swallowed a Starry Sky Divine Deity, it would still be impossible. According to my guess, if nothing unexpected happens, it would take Master at least 3 years to completely refine the level 4 Starry Sky Divine Deity and break through to the Starry Sky Cultivator realm. Aoer, it's good that you know. In that case, why are you so confident that you can help me break through to the Starry Sky Cultivator realm at this time? Fintion was very curious because he knew Aoer's character very well. Without full confidence, he believed that Aoer would never say such things for no reason. Master, under normal circumstances, it would definitely be impossible for you to break through to the Starry Sky realm at this time. However, the situation is different now. Master, you can use the array and quickly refine the Starry Sky Divine Deity. Even if you can't break through to the level 4 Starry Sky Cultivator realm, it won't be difficult for you to reach the level 1 Starry Sky Cultivator realm. If it were someone else, Longao would definitely not have full confidence, but he knew his master's situation like the back of his hand. In that case, I'll give it a try. Just like that, Longao and Fintion did not stay in the same place. Instead, they found a secluded place and began to cultivate. Again, Longao was ready to borrow the help of the Array Master to help his master break through to the Starry Sky Cultivator realm. Fintion had successfully arranged the Starry Sky Array, just as Longao had guessed, refining the Starry Sky Divine Deity, and with the help of Longao, he had successfully broken through to the Starry Sky realm in less than a day. Although he was only a level 1 Starry Sky Cultivator, Fintion was the first person to break through to the Starry Sky realm among all the people who entered the Starry Sky Secret Realm. Not only the people in the Starry Sky Secret Realm, but even in the Tianwu continent, Fintion was the first person to break through to the Starry Sky realm in 10,000 years. Congratulations on breaking through to the Starry Sky realm, Master. Ha 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 ha. Even Fintion did not expect that he would break through to the Starry Sky realm at this time. If he had not experienced it personally, it would have been hard to believe. Aoer, as my cultivation broke through to the Starry Sky Cultivator realm, my Array Master level has also reached the Starry Sky Array Master level. I am confident that I can arrange the Starry Sky Array Master within 3 days, but as for whether it can kill a Starry Sky Cultivator, even I am not fully confident. Longao nodded. How could he not know about his master's worries? Although his master had a deep understanding of the Array Dao, he had just broken through to the Starry Sky Array Master level. If it were someone else, not to mention 3 days, they might not even be able to arrange the Starry Sky Array Master level array in 3 months. In the end, Fintion had taken advantage of the fact that he had arranged the Starry Sky Array Master level array before. Otherwise, it would have been impossible for him to break through to the Starry Sky Cultivator level so smoothly. The two of them discussed day and night, and finally came to a decision. They were going to arrange the Starry Sky Array Master that Fintion had arranged before, but its power would be even more powerful. No matter what, Fintion was now a genuine Starry Sky Array Master. The Space Array Master level array was the most powerful among all the Array Masters. Fintion had finally arranged it successfully in 3 days. However, the two of them knew very well that it would be a little difficult to kill 3 Starry Sky Cultivators with just this Starry Sky Array Master level array. Aoer, I believe you should be able to sense that the Space Array Master level array that I have arranged is not enough to kill a level 2 Starry Sky Cultivator, but it is more than enough to kill a level 1 Starry Sky Cultivator. How could Longao not know about it? With the Starry Sky Array Master's strength and the power of the array, it was indeed very easy for him to kill a level 1 Starry Sky Cultivator. However, Bing Chun and the Nebula Dragon Leopard were both in the level 2 Starry Sky realm. It was really impossible for a Starry Sky Array Master to kill the two of them. Fintion's face was solemn. Things had already come to this point. He already knew that if he did not kill the 3 of them, Aoer would definitely not leave so easily. However, with the current situation, he was really a little powerless. Unless his cultivation could take another step forward and break through to the level 2 Starry Sky Cultivator, he would be able to kill a level 2 Starry Sky Cultivator by relying on the upgrade of the Starry Sky Array Master. Fintion knew very well that he did not believe that Aoer did not know about what he knew. If that was the case, Why did Aoer insist on doing this? Master, in your starry sky array space, do you have a way to limit the strength and speed of Bing Chun and the Nebula Dragon Leopard? This was what Longao was most concerned about. Although he did not know what Aoer wanted to do, Fantion still nodded and said, "Yes, but there are not many restrictions." Aoer, I know what you mean. If you want to enter the array to kill the two of them, you'd better give up on this idea as soon as possible. It's impossible unless your cultivation can also reach the level of a starry sky cultivator. Otherwise, it's absolutely impossible. Chapter 1835. Absolutely impossible. That was Fantion's answer. From Fantion's point of view, even if he broke through the starry sky cultivator level and set up the starry sky array, it would still be difficult to kill two level 2 starry sky cultivators. The gap between their realms was too big. Also, his cultivation had just broken through the level 1 starry sky cultivator level, and his realm had not stabilized yet. Longao's face gradually turned solemn. Everything was ready, but he still did not have full confidence. Should he give up just like that? He was unwilling. He was unwilling to give up. Aoer, revenge is a dish best served cold. Was that really the case? Longao knew very well about the Starry Sky secret realm. Once he left here, it would be almost impossible for him to return in the future. Taking a step back, after 10,000 years, even if the Starry Sky secret realm could be opened again, it was still unknown whether he could enter it. Whether he could enter the Starry Sky secret realm or not was not up to him, but the clairvoyant. Master, why don't you leave first? Aoer, I'll stay with you. Seeing that his master was a little angry, Longao did not say much. The two of them fell silent. Neither of them spoke because they were thinking quickly about what to do. The problem now was that it was impossible to kill Bing Chun and the Nebula Dragon Leopard with just a level 1 Starry Sky array. Unless his master's cultivation reached the peak level 1 Starry Sky cultivator level. According to his estimation, it would take his master 3 months to reach the peak level 1 Starry Sky cultivator level. He could not wait for 3 months. He could not stay here for 3 months. What should he do? Longao, I have a way to kill Bing Chun and the Nebula Dragon Leopard. Just when Longao was at his wit's end, he suddenly heard Xiling's spiritual sense voice transmission. Now that his body could not enter the dragon seal space, he could only communicate with his primordial spirit. After all, he could not let the clairvoyant know about this, otherwise it would be very troublesome. Xiling, what's the plan? The array set up by Fantion should have no problem killing a level 1 Starry Sky cultivator, but it would be a bit difficult to kill a level 2 Starry Sky cultivator. Longao already knew about this. My plan is actually very simple. Wait for the 3 of them enter the array. My sister and I will help you and kill them together. He was shocked. Xiling, your strength has not yet recovered to the level of a grade 2 Starry Sky cultivator. If you act rashly, I'm afraid that something bad might happen to you. Whether it was Xiling or Bai Ling, both of them had been Starry Sky domain emperors at their peak strength, but that was only at their peak. At this time, the 2 of them had only recovered their cultivation to grade 1 Starry Sky cultivators. As such, they could not fight against a grade 2 Starry Sky cultivator. Could it be that Xiling was confident? Longao knew Xiling's personality very well. If Xiling wasn't completely confident, he wouldn't have acted so rashly. Longao, my sister and I naturally have a way. You can start now. Longao's intuition told him that Xiling had a plan. Longao alone, even with the combined strength of 2 people, could not kill 2 grade 2 Starry Sky cultivators. The source of everything came from the Starry Sky formation that Fantion had set up. Master, let's begin. He was a little surprised, but since Aoer had already said so, Fantion did not say anything more. If they wanted to leave, they would leave together. If they wanted to stay, they would stay together. Seeing that his master was willing to help him without hesitation, Longao was very touched. He did not say anything more. Everything was in silence. Longao released his aura. His cultivation was half a step into the Starry Sky realm, so the range of his aura was very bright. Moreover, he was locked on by the Nebula Dragon Leopard. It took less than a few minutes from start to finish. Bing Chun, I've already sensed Longao's aura. Let's go. Hearing this, Bing Chun was overjoyed. However, he was also very curious. Why did the nebula dragon leopard suddenly sense Longao's aura? Was there something fishy? Even if Longao had the help of the Icefire Ninefold Cauldron, he could only take the risk to kill a Grade 1 Starry Sky cultivator. If he could deal with him and the nebula dragon leopard, he would not have to run away. Thinking of this, even if Bing Chun had some doubts, he did not hesitate and quickly followed the nebula dragon leopard. In the end, Bing Chun was still afraid that the nebula dragon leopard would devour the Jinling Starry Sky cultivator on its own. Otherwise, he would definitely not go there so easily. This was because this aura was obviously released on purpose. Unless there was something wrong with Longao's brain, why would he do this? They're here. Sensing 3 powerful Starry Sky auras approaching from afar, Longao and Fintion did not hesitate at all. They immediately turned around and entered the Starry Sky formation. As soon as the 2 of them left, the 3 figures appeared. The 3 of them also saw Longao turn around and leave. This is a formation? Although they were not formation masters, whether it was Bing Ri, Bing Chen, or the Nebula Dragon Leopard, they knew very well that the passage where the other party disappeared was definitely a formation. Could Longao set up a formation? The 3 of them were very surprised. They never thought that Longao would be a formation master. However, in their opinion, unless Longao's cultivation had broken through to the Starry Sky realm, even if he was a formation master, it would be impossible for him to set up a Starry Sky formation. Moreover, it was a level 2 Starry Sky formation that could deal with a level 2 Starry Sky cultivator. Longao wanted to use a formation to deal with the 3 of them? Wasn't this a little too whimsical? Brother Dragon Leopard, what do you think of this? Bing Chun, if you're afraid, you can choose not to enter. However, let me make it clear first. If you don't enter the formation, I'll kill Longao. Then, the 2 Starry Sky Jianling will belong to me. It will have nothing to do with you. The Nebula Dragon Leopard's strength was obviously above Bing Chen's. This was because the Nebula Dragon Leopard was already at the peak of a level 2 Starry Sky Divine Beast. It was also because of this that Bing Chun had been holding back for so many years. Enter? Or not? For some reason, Bing Chun felt that something was wrong. If Longao did not have full confidence, why would he dare to lure the 3 of them here? However, on second thought, even if Longao was a formation master, it was impossible for him to be a Starry Sky formation master. A Starry Sky formation master that could set up a Starry Sky formation master would not be able to hurt Bing Chen. If he could do it, why didn't Longao make a move before? No one would be willing to give up 2 Starry Sky Jianling so easily, let alone Bing Chun. After all, they were sealed in the Starry Sky secret realm. Even if they obtained a high-level Starry Sky Divine Spark, they would not be able to devour it. However, a Starry Sky Jianling from outside was a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. Only by devouring a Starry Sky Jianling could one's cultivation level continuously. Even if one only reached the so-called level 5 Starry Sky realm, one could still dominate this space or even higher. Thinking of this, Bing Chun nodded heavily and said, "Let's enter." I don't believe that Longao can set up a Starry Sky formation master that can deal with us. Chapter 1836. Bing Chun, how about this? You and Bing Ri go in and check it out first. I'll stay here and keep an eye out for you. If anything happens, I can take care of you. Shameless. Bing Chun snorted. How could Bing Chun not know how shameless the Nebula Dragon Leopard was? He would beat it at its own game. Brother Dragon Leopard, it's fine if you don't go in, but I'll say the same thing. Both Starry Sky Jianling are mine. All of a sudden, Bing Chun became tough. In front of the Starry Sky Jianling, even Bing Chen did not intend to back down. Although he was not as strong as the Nebula Dragon Leopard, it would not be easy for the Nebula Dragon Leopard to kill him. His expression changed again. The Nebula Dragon Leopard exuded a strong, murderous aura. In fact, the Nebula Dragon Leopard really wanted to take both Starry Sky Jianling for itself. He had a child. If his child could also devour the Starry Sky Jianling, he would be a little excited just thinking about it. Thinking of this, the Nebula Dragon Leopard did not get excited. Let's go. The Nebula Dragon Leopard took the lead and walked in. In the blink of an eye, it had disappeared without a trace. Master, what should we do now? Bingri had already seen through the Nebula Dragon Leopard's intention. Once they killed Longao and successfully obtained the 2 Starry Sky Jianling, he believed that the Nebula Dragon Leopard would attack the 2 of them. It would be a lie if he said that he was not afraid. No matter what, the Nebula Dragon Leopard's strength was obvious. We'll take it one step at a time. Once we kill Longao and obtain the 2 Starry Sky Jianling, remember, we have to leave as fast as we can. Bing Chun had already thought about it. Even if the 2 of them were not as strong as the Nebula Dragon Leopard, as long as they could devour the Starry Sky Jianling, once their cultivation level broke through, they would be able to kill the Nebula Dragon Leopard in minutes, even if they were level 3 Starry Sky cultivators, let alone level 5 Starry Sky cultivators. There were 9 major realms in the Starry Sky, and the gap between each realm was huge. Bing Ri, Bing Chun, and the Nebula Dragon Leopard all entered the Starry Sky array successfully. It was an independent space, and there was a black mass everywhere. Welcome to the Starry Sky array I've set up. Looking at the 2 people who had suddenly appeared in front of them, the 3 people's hearts skipped a beat. This was because the other party had already said that the array formation they had entered was not an ordinary array formation, but a Starry Sky array formation. Longao. So what if you can arrange a Starry Sky array formation? The 3 of them had already sensed that the old man next to Longao was a Starry Sky cultivator. Even so what? He was just a grade 1 Starry Sky cultivator. As such, the 3 of them did not put him in their eyes. Bingchen, let's settle the grudge between us today. Ha ha ha. Ha 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 ha. He laughed crazily. His laughter was filled with disdain and mockery. In Bing Chen's opinion, Longao was simply courting death. He actually dared to provoke him. Shut up. Brother Dragon Leopard, what is the meaning of this? There was a limit to a person's tolerance, let alone a cultivator of the Starry Sky. Bing Chun repeatedly lured the Nebula Dragon Leopard in, only to find that the Nebula Dragon Leopard repeatedly humiliated him. If this carried on, he would be trampled under the feet of the Nebula Dragon Leopard sooner or later. Longao, hand over the 2 Starry Sky Jianling, and I'll back out immediately. Ignoring Bing Chun completely, the Nebula Dragon Leopard spoke to Longao. After all, the reason why he was here this time around was not to help Bing Chen. At the end of the day, he was here for the 2 Starry Sky Jianling. If he could get his hands on the 2 Starry Sky Jianling, it wouldn't be an issue for the Nebula Dragon Leopard to deal with Bing Chen. Bing Chen's face was extremely dark right now. It was as ugly as it could get. If not for the fact that he couldn't strike right now, he would definitely fight the Nebula Dragon Leopard even if he knew that he wasn't a match for the other party. This was too much of a bully. Nebula Dragon Leopard? That's right. Longao's face was indifferent as he replied calmly, "You and I are both smart people. There's no need to beat around the bush. 2 Starry Sky Jianling isn't of much use to me. As long as you promise me one thing, I'll give you 2 Starry Sky Jianling. How about it?" What is it? Actually, the Nebula Dragon Leopard had already guessed it. However, he still asked despite knowing the answer. It would be best if he could get his hands on the Starry Sky Jianling without fighting. This was because the Nebula Dragon Leopard was very worried. What if Longao destroyed the Starry Sky Jianling or some other accident happened? What was the point even if Longao died? What he wanted were the 2 Starry Sky Jianling. As for Longao's life and death, the Nebula Dragon Leopard didn't care at all. It's very simple. I believe you should know about the grudge between me and Bing Chun. I only have one request. Help me kill the 2 of them, and the 2 Starry Sky Jianling will be yours. How about that? Just as expected. Longao, don't go overboard. Bing Chun was shocked. Although he had already guessed it, he still couldn't help but feel angry when he heard it. If it was an ordinary person, he wouldn't care. However, it would be a lie if he said that he wasn't afraid of the Nebula Dragon Leopard. Even if the Nebula Dragon Leopard couldn't kill him, once the 2 sides started fighting, both sides would suffer. By then, wouldn't Longao be the fisherman who reaped the benefits? I'm going overboard? You're the one who's going overboard. You want to kill me again and again. Do you really think I'm easy to bully? As if he didn't want to talk nonsense, Longao looked at the nebula dragon leopard in front of him and said coldly, "If you agree, our deal will start immediately. If you don't, even if you can kill me, I'll destroy the 2 starry sky Jianling. Believe it or not, it's up to you. Agree or not?" The nebula dragon leopard muttered in its heart. If it were 2 level 1 starry sky cultivators, it would start a fight without hesitation. However, the problem now was that Bing Qian was a level 2 starry sky cultivator. Once the fight started, it wasn't confident that it could kill Bing Qian and Fan Tian in the shortest time possible. Most importantly, there was Longao, a level 1 starry sky cultivator, by its side. If both sides suffered, wouldn't it go for wool and come home shorn? For a moment, the nebula dragon leopard didn't know how to choose. Longao and Fan Tian sneered in their hearts. If both sides could start a fight first, it would be much easier for them to deal with one side even if both sides didn't suffer. It would be best if they fought, but it didn't matter if they didn't. Nebula dragon leopard, are you really going to attack the 2 of us? Bing Qian was already prepared because he wasn't sure if the nebula dragon leopard would attack. He didn't want to see even 1 out of 10,000 accidents. If the nebula dragon leopard showed any signs of attacking, it would be better to attack first and gain the initiative. Both of them had their own ulterior motives. However, the nebula dragon leopard sneered and said, "Bing Qian, sacrificing the 2 of you can help me. You should be satisfied. I can promise that after you die, I'll personally help you. Why don't you reincarnate?" Chapter 1837. Shameless. This was the end of his patience. Bing Qian was instantly enraged and scolded. "Nebula dragon leopard, who do you think you are? You want us to fulfill your wish? What right do you have?" He was completely enraged. Bing Qian had been holding back. Other than being weaker than the other party, it was more because of Longao and the 2 starry sky Jianling. In the end, ha ha ha, good, very good, very good. I'll show you. Before he could finish his sentence, the nebula dragon leopard's figure had already disappeared, leaving only afterimages. Bing Qian was shocked. "Great Elder, retreat quickly." Unable to take care of himself, Bing Qian did not dare to split himself to help Bing Ri. Just as Bing Qian had guessed, the nebula dragon leopard's first target was Bing Ri. How could Bing Ri resist a level 2 starry sky divine beast against a level 1 starry sky cultivator with the strength of a nebula dragon leopard? Before Bing Ri could react, his body had already slowly collapsed. Even his primordial spirit was directly destroyed by the nebula dragon leopard. Other than the fact that the nebula dragon leopard was very powerful, it killed Bing Ri in one move because of its speed. What Bing Qian was truly afraid of was the nebula dragon leopard's speed. Next to Bing Qian was now regretting. If he had known this would happen, he would have fought Longao alone. Although the chances were slim, it was still much better than now. He reaped what he sowed. Bing Qian did not resent the nebula dragon leopard. The one he truly resented was Longao. In his opinion, if it were not for the 2 starry sky Jianling, the nebula dragon leopard would not have attacked him. The nebula dragon leopard was too fast. Afterimages surrounded Bing Qian. The battle between the 2 level 2 starry sky cultivators was earth-shattering. This is the first time I've seen such a battle in my life. Aoer, your method of killing with a borrowed knife is really amazing. Fan Tian admired his disciple. In this way, no matter who won, he only needed to deal with one person. Master, according to the battle situation, the nebula dragon leopard should win if there are no accidents. He nodded. Fan Tian did not speak because he did not know what Aoer meant. Anyone with a discerning eye could tell that Bing Qian and the nebula dragon leopard were not on the same level at all. Master, I want you to subdue the nebula dragon leopard. Huh. Hearing Longao's words, Fan Tian was shocked, because subduing the nebula dragon leopard and killing it were 2 completely different things. Aoer, I believe you should know that even if I can subdue the nebula dragon leopard, even I won't be able to leave the star's secret realm, let alone him. This was the biggest problem. Of course, Fan Tian also wanted to subdue the nebula dragon leopard. No matter what, with the nebula dragon leopard's strength and terrifying speed, once he subdued the nebula dragon leopard, he would be able to fight against a level 2 Starry Sky cultivator. How could Longao not think of what Fantion had thought of? If it were anyone else, they would not have been able to take away any of the Starry Sky god beasts or any of the Starry Sky cultivators. In any case, if he tried to forcibly take away a Starry Sky spirit beast or a Starry Sky cultivator, he would definitely be discovered by the divine mathematician. Except for his master. Master, you're already able to set up a Starry Sky formation. With your level of formation, it's more than enough to take away a Starry Sky spirit beast without anyone noticing. Next, Longao told him his plan. After hearing it, Fantion was extremely surprised. However, this method could only be used once, and he could only take away one Starry Sky spirit beast. Otherwise, he would definitely reap what he sowed. However, even so, it was enough. Just as the two of them were trying to figure out how to subdue the Nebula Dragon Leopard and take it away, the battle between the Nebula Dragon Leopard and Bing Chun had escalated to a white-hot stage. The winner and the loser seemed to have been decided. Bing Chun kept retreating, but the Nebula Dragon Leopard was closing in on him. Nebula Dragon Leopard, I've decided to back out. Now? It was too late. Although the Nebula Dragon Leopard did not say it out loud, it kept attacking. Its intention was very clear. It wanted to kill Bing Chen and monopolize the two Starry Sky Jianling. At this point, even if he was willing to stop, would Longao be willing to hand over the two Starry Sky Jianling? Nebula Dragon Leopard, even if I die, I won't let you have your way. Bing Chen knew that he would definitely die this time, and he was extremely unwilling. In this way, if he died, Longao and the Nebula Dragon Leopard would benefit. Self-destruction. In the end, Bing Chen gritted his teeth and chose to self-destruct. However, would the Nebula Dragon Leopard and Longao agree? The self-destruction of a level 2 Starry Sky cultivator was no small matter. Even the Nebula Dragon Leopard would not dare to take it head-on. Master, do it. As soon as Longao finished speaking, Fantion had already activated the formation. The surrounding space was suppressed, directly restricting Bing Chen's strength and speed. Bing Chen, who was already retreating, finally had a huge change in expression. At this moment, Fantion, Longao, and the Nebula Dragon Leopard were attacking him at the same time. Could he fight against 3 people at the same time? Longao, even if I die, I won't let you have an easy time. Here it comes again. Longao chose to ignore it. The reincarnation sword in his hand slashed out again and again. As for the Nebula Dragon Leopard, the battle had already reached this stage. If Bing Chen chose to self-destruct, the consequences would be unimaginable. The 3 of them attacked with all their strength, and Bing Chen did not even have the chance to self-destruct. The Ice Spirit Clan's patriarch could be considered to be extremely tragic. Buffed due to the Nebula Dragon Leopard and Fantion's restraint, Longao's reincarnation sword accurately pierced Bing Chen. The power of the reincarnation sword Qi was extremely terrifying. Even Bing Chen's body was directly pierced, and he died. Snatching Bing Chen's primordial spirit. Longao had already decided that after dealing with Bing Chen's primordial spirit, he would let Long Fu immediately start refining. This way, once he refined Bing Chen into a soul slave or corpse slave, even the clairvoyant would not be able to sense it. At that time, he would be able to openly take Bing Chen away. However, what happened in the end? The Nebula Dragon Leopard seemed to want Bing Chen's primordial spirit very much. It immediately attacked and snatched it. The 2 of them who had just joined forces to deal with Bing Chen suddenly started fighting. However, the Nebula Dragon Leopard's strength was obviously above the 2 of them. Master, help me. Watch me. If they were outside, with the Nebula Dragon Leopard's strength, snatching away the primordial spirit would be an easy task. However, this was a spatial array, and it was Fantion's territory. Perhaps it was not a match for the Nebula Dragon Leopard, but when it came to snatching, it was within his own array. Fantion was full of confidence. With the help of the array, Fantion speed soared to the extreme. Due to the restrictions of the array, the Nebula Dragon Leopard's speed was obviously reduced by a lot. With one fast and one slow, Fantion directly grabbed Bing Chen's primordial spirit in his hand and handed it over to Longao. Chapter 1838. Longao, hand over Bing Chen's essence spirit. Seeing that Longao had successfully obtained the essence spirit, the nebula dragon leopard was enraged. Even though it could not devour the starry sky god personality, it could devour Bing Chen's energy. That would be a great help to its own strength. Give it to you? Lin Fan laughed coldly. Nebula dragon leopard, Bing Chen's essence spirit was obtained by my master. Why should I give it to you? Endure. Suppressing the anger in its heart, the nebula dragon leopard said furiously, Longao, let's not talk about Bing Chen's essence spirit first. According to our previous agreement, as long as I kill 2 people, you will hand over 2 starry sky Jianling to me. Ha ha ha. Ha 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 ha. Longao laughed out loud. Fentian, who was beside him, laughed out loud as well. Longao, what are you laughing at? The nebula dragon leopard's face was extremely dark. It was as ugly as it could get. According to our agreement, if you help me kill 2 people, I will give you 2 starry sky Jianling. But, did you do it? I didn't do it. To the nebula dragon leopard, the other party was just trying to renege on the deal. If that was the case, he could only take action personally and kill the other party. Then, he could snatch away the 2 starry sky Jianling. Nebula dragon leopard, do you have any shame? I was the one who killed Bing Chen, and yet you claim that you did it. I've seen shameless people, but I've never seen someone as shameless as you. Your shamelessness is disgusting. Are you trying to renege? Master, do it. He had succeeded in driving a wedge between the 2 of them. At the same time, he remembered that the nebula dragon leopard had killed Bing Chen and Bing Ri. Even though Bing Ri's essence spirit had disappeared, Bing Chen's essence spirit was still around, and so was his corpse. As long as the essence spirit and corpse were not destroyed, with Long Fu's strength, he could create a strong starry sky corpse slave. Longao had thought about it. If a grade 8 starry sky soul slave could not leave the dragon seal space, then it could only stay by his side. If he could continue to create a grade 2 starry sky corpse slave, then he could guard the Dragon Valley. By then, who could threaten the Dragon Valley? Without any hesitation, Fentian immediately activated the space and began to attack the nebula dragon leopard. Not only that, Xiling and Bai Ling also used their own sword chi. This way, even the nebula dragon leopard would have to be careful. Going back on your words, I'm going to tear you to shreds. The nebula dragon leopard had never expected that Longao would go back on his word. In his opinion, as long as he killed the 2 of them, he would be able to intimidate the Longao with his strength. The result was enraged. The nebula dragon leopard did not hold back at all. Even now, it was still full of confidence. What about Longao? So what if he was a grade 1 starry sky cultivator? Starry sky array formations were nothing in his eyes. Arrogance killed people. Until now, Fentian still did not know what method Aoer had used to deal with the nebula dragon leopard. It was still the same statement. With their strength alone, even with the help of the starry sky formation, they were still no match for the nebula dragon leopard. Even if he knew, it was impossible for Aoer not to know. Even Longao did not know how to deal with the nebula dragon leopard. Xiling only asked him to act. As for how to deal with the nebula dragon leopard, he did not specify. Xiling was still not going to make a move. At this moment, 2 terrifying sword chis shot out. Before Longao could react and did not know what Xiling and Bai Ling were going to do, Xiling's spiritual consciousness telepathy was transmitted to him. We can only maintain the soul slave suppression for 1 minute. After 1 minute, the nebula dragon leopard must die. In an instant, Longao already understood what Xiling and Bai Ling meant. In the end, they wanted to borrow the power of the level 8 starry sky soul slave. Due to the difference in their realms, the nebula dragon leopard was no match for the level 8 starry sky soul slave. As for maintaining it for 1 minute, the reason was simple. It was to isolate the oracle's senses. He only had 1 minute. Time was of the essence. Longao did not hesitate and immediately used the power of the level 8 starry sky soul slave. In the next second, a terrifying starry sky domain was released. Before the nebula dragon leopard could react, it was already enveloped by the starry sky domain. Starry sky domain? Level 8 starry sky cultivator. Sensing the terrifying starry sky domain released by the other party, the nebula dragon leopard was completely stunned. It knew very well what the starry sky domain meant. Only a level 8 starry sky cultivator could truly condense the starry sky domain. Within the starry sky domain, a level 8 starry sky cultivator was invincible. The nebula dragon leopard did not expect the other party to be a level 8 starry sky cultivator. If it had not seen it with its own eyes, it would have been unbelievable. Was this real? The level 8 starry sky soul slave said in an extremely cold voice, "Die, surrender." Die? Surrender? The nebula dragon leopard was not a fool. Of course, it knew what the other party meant. Since things had already come to this, it had no choice. Of course, it did not want to die. Therefore, there was only one way to go, which was to surrender. However, it did not seem to be shameful to surrender to a level 8 starry sky cultivator. It might even be able to leave this damned place. "Sir, I'm willing to surrender." Good. Fention was also shocked. However, Longao had already said that time was of the essence. He had to deal with the nebula dragon leopard within 30 seconds. Otherwise, he would not have the slightest chance. There was only one outcome, which was to kill the nebula dragon leopard. Fention definitely wanted to subdue the nebula dragon leopard. "Sir, you've misunderstood. I'm only willing to surrender to you. As for the others, Before the nebula dragon leopard could finish its words, a scream was heard. Longao only had 1 minute. How could he give the nebula dragon leopard a chance to refute? He had already decided that as long as the 1 minute was up, regardless of whether the nebula dragon leopard was willing to surrender or not, he could only kill the nebula dragon leopard. He would not let any accidents happen. I'm willing. Please spare me, sir." In the next 30 seconds, Fention and the nebula dragon leopard signed a bloodline contract. However, it was Fention's bloodline that suppressed the nebula dragon leopard's bloodline. This kind of bloodline was different from other bloodline contracts. Even if the nebula dragon leopard fell, Fention would not be affected. After taking care of the nebula dragon leopard, Fention did not hesitate at all. He immediately borrowed the gloomy nebula dragon leopard's aura from the array. Not only that, Long Fu also helped out. This way, the nebula dragon leopard's aura and Fention's aura had completely merged, as if it was a space god beast that was brought in from the outside. But even so, he still could not be discovered by the divine mathematician. Otherwise, no one knew if there would be any trouble. However, Longao and Fention did not want to take this risk. What if the divine mathematician made a move? How would they deal with the divine mathematician? Chapter 1839. The starry sky formation disappeared. Fention's face was filled with surprise, but the nebula dragon leopard was depressed. It thought that it would submit to a level 8 starry sky cultivator, but in the end, it only submitted to a level 1 starry sky cultivator. Its luck was really bad. "You're not convinced?" "No, master, I'm very convinced." The nebula dragon leopard obviously did not mean what it said, but because of the bloodline suppression, it could only be angry and not say anything. Otherwise, as long as Fention was willing, it could be doomed at any time. "Aoer, we've wasted too much time. Let's leave this place quickly." He nodded. Longao and Fention did not linger and entered the passage. With a flash of light, the two appeared in another small space. The second space was almost the same as the first space. It also had countless small spaces. "Dragon leopard, do you know about this space?" Shaking its head, the nebula dragon leopard said sadly, "Master, we can't enter other spaces, so we don't know about the situation in other spaces." "I see." However, Longao was very curious. Since the nebula dragon leopard could not enter other spaces without permission, then other people, or other starry sky mythical beasts, could not enter other spaces without permission. If that was the case, how did Mo Wudao enter other spaces? He could not figure it out. Longao did not ask the nebula dragon leopard because he knew very well that if he did not know, then the nebula dragon leopard would not know either. Zile and the rest were also transported to this space, but they were not here. Aoer, what should we do now? Let's find the passage first. Fentian did not object. The two of them did not look for Zile and the rest first, but the passage first. Longao's intention was very simple. Under such circumstances, even if they found Zile and the rest, they still had to find the passage. If that was the case, they might as well settle it once and for all. Longao and Fentian were very careful. They were very alert because they did not know what dangers existed in this space. If they took a wrong step, they might end up in the wrong place. Xiling and Bailing could isolate themselves once with the help of the Starry Sky Array. Could they do it twice or thrice? If he did not borrow the power of a Grade 8 Starry Sky Soul Slave, how would he deal with a Grade 2 Starry Sky Cultivator or a Grade 2 Starry Sky God Beast? Along the way, other than searching for the passage, Fentian did not waste a single minute and seized the time to stabilize his realm. A cultivator who had just stepped into Grade 1 Starry Sky Cultivator and a cultivator who had already stabilized their cultivation at Grade 1 Starry Sky were two completely different concepts. If his cultivation could take another step forward and reach the peak of Grade 1 Starry Sky Cultivator, then Fentian had full confidence that he could use the array formation to kill a Grade 2 Starry Sky Cultivator. As for killing a peak Grade 2 Starry Sky Cultivator, that was unknown. He would only know after he tried. On the other hand, Longao was extremely depressed. His cultivation had already reached the half-step Starry Sky realm, and he only needed to comprehend the origin power to become a Starry Sky Cultivator. But what was the result? There was something wrong with the source energy here. One could only look at it, but not comprehend it. It was like a burly man who had been starving for 3 days and 3 nights only to see a pile of steamed buns and not be able to eat them. One could imagine how it would feel. As for the Tianwu continent, the source energy of the Tianwu continent had been completely sealed by the divine mathematician and the heavenly Tao. Even if he could leave the star's secret realm, it was almost impossible for him to comprehend his own source energy in the Tianwu continent. He could neither advance nor retreat. It was really a dilemma. Master, let's stop for a while. Aoer, what's wrong? Fentian, who was hurrying on, suddenly heard Longao's words and was very curious. He did not know why they stopped for no reason. Could it be that there was danger? Master, something seems wrong. Fentian trusted Longao's senses and intuition, because ever since they entered the star's secret realm, if it was not for Longao, they would have died many times. Dragon Leopard, try to sense it. Yes, Master. Even if the Nebula Dragon Leopard was unwilling, it could only sense it obediently. However, it could not sense anything at all, and it looked very unhappy. Due to the suppression of the bloodline and the deterrence of a Grade 8 Starry Sky Cultivator, the Nebula Dragon Leopard did not dare to act up. Something's wrong. Just when Longao thought that he had sensed wrongly, the Nebula Dragon Leopard's shocked voice was heard. Dragon Leopard, what happened? Master, I sensed the aura of the starry sky. It seems what? Looking at the Nebula Dragon Leopard who wanted to speak but stopped, Fentian wanted to go up and slap it. At this time, the Nebula Dragon Leopard was like a woman raising a child. Master, I seem to have sensed a lot of the aura of the starry sky, like an army of the starry sky. F***CK Longao was the first to react because the Nebula Dragon Leopard would not lie unless it sensed wrongly. However, with the Nebula Dragon Leopard's powerful strength, how could it sense wrongly? Master, let's go. It was already too late. Before Longao and Fentian could leave, there were already terrifying cries coming from all directions. In the next minute, the surroundings were dark and gloomy. Looking at the dark and gloomy surroundings, the Nebula Dragon Leopard swallowed its saliva and roared in horror. Demon Scorpion Tribe. It's the Demon Scorpion Tribe. Tribesmen, let's get out of here. The Demon Scorpion was an extremely cruel demon beast. Although the surrounding demon scorpions were all Class 1 demon beasts, there were more than 10,000 of them. Looking at the dark and gloomy area made one's hair stand on end. There were more than 10,000 Class 1 demon beasts, and they were an extremely cruel race. Fentian and Longao cursed. It seemed that the two of them were really unlucky to have encountered such terrifying existences as soon as they stepped into this space. This was only the secondary space. If there was the tertiary space and the fourth space that they did not need to enter, what kind of dangers existed in the spaces after that? Longao finally understood why the restriction of the star's secret realm prevented them from entering the fourth space. Under such circumstances, it was unknown whether they could leave the secondary space alive. Taking 10,000 steps back, even if they could leave the secondary space and enter the tertiary space, would they be able to leave successfully? The secondary space was already so dangerous, not to mention the tertiary space. Just thinking about it made one feel a little desperate. Longao also knew why Tian Dao and Longbatian were the only ones who could leave the star's secret realm alive after so many years of countless people entering it. Such a test was a little abnormal. Even if it was him, one wrong step would lead to many wrong steps. Chapter 1840. The speed of the demon scorpion army was not fast, just slightly faster than ants. Even so, the demon scorpion army would arrive sooner or later. By then, how would they be able to leave under the siege of the demon scorpions? Solemn. The situation was critical. Dragon Leopard. Is there any way to deal with this? Among the three of them, the Nebula Dragon Leopard was the strongest. The Nebula Dragon Leopard knew the severity of the situation. Even though his strength was way above the rest, it was hard for two fists to fight against four hands. If he were to be entangled by the demon scorpion army, only death would await him. Master, the natural enemies of the demon scorpions are rats and shelter. Based on my guess, if there are no accidents, there should be rats or geckos in this space. As long as we can find them, I believe we will be saved. Was there really hope? Even if they could use their natural enemies to deal with the demon scorpion army, what about the future? They had just left the wolf's den and entered the tiger's den. Looking coldly at the approaching demon scorpion army, Longao had already decided that if there was no other choice, he would bring his master into the dragon seal space even if he had to risk being discovered by the clairvoyant. The demon scorpion army was approaching slowly. The faces of Longao and Fentian were getting more and more serious. What should they do? As time passed, the demon scorpion army finally arrived beside the three of them. Without a doubt, the demon scorpion army attacked immediately. All of them were level 1 space heavenly beasts. With such a terrifying existence, even the level 2 space heavenly beast Nebula Dragon Leopard would not dare to be careless, let alone Fentian and Longao. Kacha, Kacha. The demon scorpion army let out a series of ear-piercing sounds. Master, be careful. The demon scorpions are releasing their venom. Once touched, you will disappear instantly. Hearing the warning of the Nebula Dragon Leopard, both Fentian and Longao were shocked. Around them, all of the space demon scorpions spat out a green liquid. It seemed like this was the venom that the Nebula Dragon Leopard had mentioned. Of course, Longao and Fentian did not dare to fight it head-on. They retreated continuously with fear. Life and death. Longao held onto the reincarnation sword and released the reincarnation sword chi, covering the three of them within. The reincarnation sword chi shield was indeed powerful. The venom of the surrounding demonic scorpions could not break the shield at all, let alone hurt the three of them. Fentian and the Nebula Dragon Leopard heaved a long sigh of relief. Aoer, we can't continue like this. There are tens of thousands of starry sky demon scorpions. I'm afraid it will be difficult for us to leave. How could Longao not know about his master's worries? The Super Void Divine Equipment, Ice Fire 9-layered cauldron. At this point, Longao could only choose to use the power of the Ice Fire 9-fold cauldron. Fire and lightning were definitely the bane of the Star Devil Scorpions. That was indeed the case. Incinerate 8 desolates and icebound 10,000 li, Longao executed Incinerate 8 desolates. Boundless flames were released from the Ice Fire 9-layered cauldron in Longao's hand. They were extremely fast, instantly spreading over a radius of over 1,000 meters. If Longao's cultivation could officially break through the Starry Sky realm, then he might be able to destroy the Demon Scorpion army with burning to desolation. But now, With Longao's strength and the power of the Ice-Fire 9-layered cauldron, dealing with 1 or 2 starry sky devil scorpions was more than enough. However, the current situation wasn't just 1 or 2 starry sky devil scorpions, but thousands of them. Aoer, let me help you. Fintion and the Nebula Dragon Leopard worked together, and their power surged into Longao's body crazily. With their help, the power that Longao released from the burning to desolation increased by 3 times. Ah! Screams rang out one after another. Although the Star Devil Scorpions were incomparably powerful, their intelligence was extremely low. In the vast starry sky, the Devil Scorpion race was considered to be the race with the lowest intelligence. Otherwise, even if Longao had the help of the 2 of them, he would not be able to rely on burning the 8 Desolation Destruction Devil Scorpions. Star Sky Devil Scorpions were destroyed one after another. Even so, continuing like this was not the way to go. Relying on burning to desolation, Longao slowly moved forward at an extremely fast speed. Master, let's go. Nodding their heads, Fintion and Longao quickly left. The Star Sky Demon Scorpions were extremely slow. How could they catch up to the 3 of them? Soon, they had shaken off the Star Sky Demon Scorpion army. We've finally shaken off the Star Sky Demon Scorpion army. The Nebula Dragon Leopard's expression was extremely solemn as it said helplessly, Master, the Star Sky Demon Scorpions have a fatal weakness. Once they lock onto your aura, they will follow you forever until we die. The Star Sky Demon Scorpions are very slow and their reactions are slow as well. However, they will follow us endlessly, just like a vengeful spirit. So that was it. Longao had also realized that although the Star Sky Demon Scorpion army was a level 1 Star Sky Divine Beast, each Star Sky Demon Scorpion's reaction and strength were on the low side. They were even weaker than some Nirvana Rebirth martial artists. It was easy to deal with them. Just as the Nebula Dragon Leopard had said, if the Star Sky Demon Scorpion army continued to follow the 3 of them, the consequences would be unimaginable. Dragon Leopard, do you know how to completely shake off the Star Sky Demon Scorpion's pursuit? No, because as long as you are surrounded once, the Star Sky Demon Scorpion army will lock onto you. No matter where you run, the Star Sky Demon Scorpion army will find you. Because of this, although the Star Sky Demon Scorpion army is not very powerful, no one is willing to provoke them. Under such circumstances, of course, no one would provoke the Star Sky Demon Scorpion army. They would be hunted endlessly. In other words, no matter where the 3 of them went, they would have to be careful. If they were not careful, they would be attacked by the Star Sky Demon Scorpion army. They are coming. After shaking off the Star Sky Demon Scorpion army for less than 5 minutes, Longao discovered that the Star Sky Demon Scorpions were once again filled with shadows of the Star Sky Demon Scorpions. Their speed was very slow, but as time passed, there was no place that they could not reach. The Star Sky Demon Scorpion army was not scary. What was scary was the Star Sky Demon Scorpion army's relentless pursuit. Let's go. The 3 of them did not hesitate at all. They borrowed the power of the Ice-Fire 9-layered cauldron again to shake off the Star Sky Demon Scorpion army. However, this was not the way to go. They could do it once, twice, but what about the 3rd, 4th, or 5th time? If they failed even once, then the 3 of them would be consigned to eternal damnation. What about Big Brother Purple Thunder and the others? Longao suddenly thought of Purple Thunder and the others. If he could run into the Star Sky Demon Scorpion army, then Big Brother Purple Thunder and the others would probably run into them as well. Without refining the Star Sky Divine Spark, it was still unknown whether Purple Thunder and the others could withstand the Star Sky Demon Scorpion army. If Purple Thunder and the others could not handle it, only death would await them. No matter what happened, they had to find Purple Thunder and the others in the shortest time possible. No one knew exactly how big the space was. Wanting to find Zile and the others was also not an easy matter. Chapter 1841. Jin Tian, Moronguena, Purple Thunder Ancestor, and Yi Tianhua. Until now, the 4 of them were still filled with guilt. At the end of the day, the 4 of them were afraid of death. They hoped that Brother Long was fine. Otherwise, they would feel guilty for the rest of their lives. The four of them were unsure if they were lucky. After entering the space, they did not encounter any danger. They did not even see the shadow of the space demon scorpion. Even so, the four of them did not dare to be careless. No one knew what kind of danger would appear in the next second. It was better to be safe than sorry. What is that? Just as the four of them were moving forward slowly, looking for Longao in the passage, suddenly, the situation changed. Countless gigantic black rats appeared in the surroundings, squeaking and squeaking. Space demon rats. The demon rat army that the Nebula Dragon Leopard mentioned was the nemesis of the demon scorpion army. Everyone, let's go. The four of them sensed the sudden appearance of countless black rats. They were all level 1 space godly beasts. It was too scary. Not to mention the tens of thousands of starry sky demonic rats. Even one of them could easily kill them. The four of them were shocked to the extreme. They could not figure out where these level 1 space godly beasts came from. They did not sense them at all. Brother Purple Thunder, let's go. Longao, who was trying his best to find Purple Thunder and the rest, suddenly saw a black mass. After the Nebula Dragon Leopard confirmed that the black rats were the nemesis of the demon scorpion army. Originally, they wanted to fight poison with poison. They wanted to use the demon rat army to deal with the demon scorpion army. It would be best if both sides suffered. But the result? Longao suddenly saw Purple Thunder and the rest. He was overjoyed and did not dare to hesitate. He immediately brought Purple Thunder and the rest to leave. Seeing Longao and Purple Thunder and the rest were surprised. No one was willing to stay. The thousands of space demon rats were all space godly beasts. If they were surrounded, the consequences would be unimaginable. Longao knew clearly that the space demon rats were different from the space demon scorpion. Not only did the space demon rats have fast reflexes, but their attacks were also very powerful. Once they were surrounded, it would be extremely difficult to escape. Everyone was clear about this situation. Fight poison with poison. Brother Long, are we going to face the Devil Rat Army head-on? Seeing Longao suddenly stop, Purple Thunder and the others grew curious. They did not know what Longao wanted. I want to use the Space Devil Rat to deal with the Space Devil Scorpion. Zile and the others might not know what was going on, but how could Fintion and the Nebula Dragon Leopard not know? About 10 minutes later, another black mass appeared in the surroundings. It was the Demon Scorpion army that had rushed over. The Devil Rat army, which was preparing to attack Longao and the others, was suddenly attacked by the Devil Scorpion army behind them. In the blink of an eye, the two armies engaged in a fierce battle. The Demon Rat army against the Demon Scorpion army. We're finally saved. Watching the battle between the two sides, Longao finally let out a sigh of relief. As natural enemies, once the battle started, they would not stop until they fought to the death. Brother Long, it's us. He waved his hand. Of course, Longao knew what Purple Thunder wanted to say. He smiled and said, "Friends are friends if they don't die with you. Let's find a way to leave this place as soon as possible." Now that everyone had obtained the Starry Sky Divine Deity, there was no point in staying any longer. Therefore, Longao had decided to leave this place as soon as possible. Enemies were bound to meet on a narrow road. About an hour after Longao left the place where the two sides were fighting, Xing Kuan. Longao saw Xing Kuan and the others, and Xing Kuan and the others also saw Longao and the others. Both sides had broken off. If it were not for the fact that they were in the Star Secret Realm, both sides would have already fought. Brother Fintion, congratulations. Xing Kuan's congratulations were obviously insincere. Fintion's sudden breakthrough to become a Starry Sky Cultivator was really unexpected. Xing Kuan and the others had all obtained the Starry Sky Divine Deity. Among them, the Wanshou ancestor had obtained the level 3 Starry Sky Divine Deity. As for Xing Kuan, he had obtained the level 5 Starry Sky Divine Deity. Among the Starry Sky Divine Deities that everyone obtained, the level 5 Starry Sky Divine Deity was the strongest. That was also the case. Xing Kuan could not wait to leave the Star Secret Realm. In that case, as long as his cultivation could break through to become a level 5 Starry Sky Cultivator, who would be his opponent in the Sky Martial Continent? Brother Xing Kuan, I congratulate you too. It was not a secret that everyone had obtained the starry sky divine deity. If it was outside, perhaps no one would know. However, in the star secret realm, it would not be easy to hide it from everyone. If I kill all of you now, I wonder if you still have the chance to become a level 5 starry sky cultivator? Hearing Fintion's words, Xing Kuan and the others' faces changed. If it was before, they would definitely not take Fintion's words seriously. However, the situation was completely different now. Fintion's cultivation had successfully broken through to the starry sky realm. Who here could fight against Fintion? Not only that, the nebula dragon leopard beside Fintion was also a level 2 starry sky divine beast. With one man and one beast working together, not to mention a level 1 starry sky cultivator, even a level 2 starry sky cultivator might not be a match for them. Ha ha ha, are you afraid? Fintion laughed mockingly and said with disdain, "Don't worry, I won't be as shameless as you. I won't attack you in the star secret realm. As for leaving the star secret realm, it's hard to say. You guys take care of yourselves." Fintion, Longao, and the others turned and left, leaving behind a gloomy Xing Kuan and the others. Everyone knew very well that even if they had obtained the starry sky divine deity, as long as they did not refine it and break through to the starry sky realm, it would be very difficult to deal with Fintion. A level 1 starry sky cultivator and a level 2 starry sky divine beast. Such strength was terrifying just thinking about it. Xing Kuan knew that what he needed the most now was time. As long as he could completely refine the level 5 starry sky divine deity and break through to the level 5 starry sky cultivator, then even if Fintion became a level 4 starry sky cultivator in the future, he would not have the slightest worry. Xing Kuan, what should we do now? Everyone was afraid, because Fintion's words were very clear. Even if he did not make a move in the star secret realm, if he left the star secret realm and returned to the sky martial continent, they believed that Fintion would eliminate the problem completely. Once Fintion attacked them all, how would they deal with it? After thinking about it, Xing Kuan finally made a decision and said, "There's only one way now. We'll immediately find a place to cultivate and stop looking for the passage. According to the divine mathematician, as long as we persevere here, we'll automatically be teleported out." Since things had come to this point, this was the only choice. Chapter 1842. Everyone was clear about Xing Kuan's intentions. Was there a choice? Things had already come to this point. Even if they were unwilling, they had no other choice. That was it. Xing Kuan and the others did not continue forward. Instead, they found an extremely secluded and safe place to cultivate. Everyone had decided that no matter what happened, they would not take a step forward. Wait, once the time was up, they would be transported out successfully. The clairvoyant had changed the time previously. In other words, from now on, as long as they were still alive, they would be transported out after a year. Brother Purple Thunder, Master, I have something to tell you. As the danger grew, Longao's expression became more and more solemn. Although there was only a year left, no one knew if they could leave the star secret realm alive. The only way was to stay where they were and wait for a year to be transported out of the star secret realm. Longao calculated the time. Once they left the star secret realm in a year, there would only be 1 year left until the 3-year promise mentioned by the clairvoyant. If he could not break through to the starry sky cultivator in the remaining 2 years, he would have to devour the starry sky divine spark. Otherwise, once the weak space was destroyed, countless starry sky cultivators from the vast starry sky would swarm into the mainland. How could he deal with them with his current strength? Brother Long, what's the matter? Longao did not try to hide anything at all. He basically told Xiao Chun what he was thinking. You have all obtained the starry sky divine spark. If you continue like this, you will most likely die. In my opinion, it would be better for you to cultivate here. If nothing goes wrong, you should be able to reach the starry sky realm in a year's time. I have no problem with that. Yi Tianhua was the first to agree. Yi Tianhua knew that it was already a good thing to be able to obtain the starry sky divine spark. There was no need to take the risk and continue. Following that, everyone expressed their agreement. Aoer, what about you? Are you going to continue or stop cultivating? Fintion knew Aoer's character well. I'm going to continue this. Everyone was a little worried. However, since Longao had made up his mind, what else could they say? Be careful. We will wait for you outside. Okay. End the battle quickly. Longao didn't want to stay any longer because it was much more convenient to do everything alone. The main reason Longao had chosen to continue forward was to find more Star Sky Divine Personas. That way, he would be able to feed more of them to the people of the Dragon Valley. The more powerful the Dragon Valley was, the more assured he would be. In the future, he would eventually leave the Martial Heaven continent and head to the Starry Sky. Once he left, what would happen to the Dragon Valley? It was precisely because of this that Longao was preparing to search for more Starry Sky godheads and turn Dragon Valley into a Starry Sky sect. Other than that, moreover, the most important point was that Xingqiren had obtained a Grade 5 Starry Sky godhead. Once he refined it, he would become a Grade 5 Starry Sky cultivator. At that time, even his master would not be able to compete with Xingqiren. Longao knew that he had to find a higher grade Starry Sky godhead to restrain Xingqiren. Longao's intuition told him that Xingqiren and the others must have encountered some kind of opportunity. Otherwise, it would be impossible for all of them to obtain a Starry Sky godhead at the same time. Moreover, the Myriad Beast's ancestor had obtained a Grade 3 Starry Sky godhead, while Xingqiren had obtained a Grade 5 Starry Sky godhead. Longao carefully continued forward, raising his vigilance to 120%. With every step, he had to be extra careful to sense the fluctuations around him. Starry Sky Godhead. Looking at the Starry Sky Godheads scattered in the cracks of the rocks not far away, Longao didn't hesitate and immediately headed for them. 2 Grade 1 Starry Sky Godheads. Longao was pleasantly surprised because obtaining 2 Grade 1 Starry Sky Godheads meant that the Dragon Valley would have 2 more Grade 1 Starry Sky cultivators. The more Starry Sky Godheads he obtained, the more Starry Sky cultivators there would be in 2 years. Longao. Just as Longao put away the 2 Grade 1 Starry Sky Godheads and was about to continue forward, an old man suddenly appeared in front of him. Master God Diviner. Seeing Master God Diviner suddenly appear in front of him, Longao was shocked to the extreme. According to the rules, Master God Diviner couldn't appear casually. Master God Diviner had never appeared before, but now he was the only one left. What was the meaning of this? Senior Master God Diviner, are you looking for me for something? Longao, since you're already half a step into the Starry Sky realm, why don't you take advantage of this opportunity to comprehend origin energy and break through to the Starry Sky realm? So it was because of this. Do you think I don't want to? I don't dare to comprehend origin energy. Speaking of this, Longao was extremely depressed. The instigator of this was Master God Diviner in front of him, the number 1 expert of the Martial Heaven continent, the Starry Sky Domain Emperor. Senior Master God Diviner, my cultivation base has risen a bit too quickly, so I want to stabilize my current realm. Otherwise, even if I can comprehend origin energy and break through to the Starry Sky realm, it won't be very beneficial. Master God Diviner didn't seem to have the slightest doubt. He nodded and praised. You're right. In the past, I wouldn't have the slightest objection to you doing this. But now, the situation has changed. I'm almost certain that in 2 years, the weak space will be destroyed. At that time, countless experts will enter the continent. Even if you can break through to the Starry Sky realm, it won't be of much use. What did that mean? Longao was a bit confused by Master God Diviner's words. Longao didn't say anything because he knew that Master God Diviner had something else to say. Otherwise, he wouldn't have come looking for him for no reason, especially in the Starry Sky secret realm. Longao, if you can break through to the Starry Sky realm now, then with your talent, you should be able to reach the 7th rank of the Starry Sky realm within 2 years. That way, even if the weak space is destroyed, you'll have the power to deal with it. Otherwise, whether you live or die will depend on your luck. After hearing this, Longao roughly understood Master God Diviner's meaning. It sounded like Master God Diviner had come looking for him for his own good. He couldn't find a reason to refuse. But could he comprehend origin energy himself? According to Xiling, there was a problem with the origin energy here. If he tried to comprehend it himself and break through to the starry sky realm, he would definitely be controlled by Master God Diviner in the future. That would not only bring him no benefits, but he would also be doomed eternally. P.S. If you have a vote, please vote for Longao. Little 9 thanks you. Chapter 1843. Longao, are you still unwilling? Master, promise him. Promise? Or not? Just when Longao was in a dilemma and didn't know what to do, Long Fu's voice suddenly appeared in his mind. Longao knew very well that Long Fu would not harm him. He nodded. Senior marvelous mathematician, in this case, I will try my best to comprehend the origin power and strive to break through to the starry sky cultivator realm as soon as possible. He seemed to be very satisfied. I have arranged a place for you to comprehend. Let's go. Before Long Ao could react, he had already found himself enveloped by a terrifying starry sky domain. The next second, Long Ao had already appeared in a huge cave with marvelous mathematician. The cave was very smooth and dark. He looked shocked. This was because Long Ao could clearly sense that the origin energy in the cave was countless times stronger than the origin energy outside. It was just like mist and water. Long Ao, in the following time, you will comprehend the origin power here. As for the test, you can continue when your cultivation breaks through to the starry sky cultivator realm. Before Long Ao could speak, marvelous mathematician had already turned around and left, disappearing directly in the cave. Long Fu, what should I do now? Long Ao knew very well that if Long Fu had no other way, he would definitely not let him agree casually. Master, I have a way to purify the origin power here. Sure enough. Long Ao asked curiously, Long Fu, since you have a way, why didn't you tell me earlier? Master, I have always wanted you to stabilize your realm and wait until a year later to help you break through to the starry sky cultivator realm. But marvelous mathematician has already done this. If you don't break through, I am afraid that he will harm you. I see. In this case, Long Ao had no other choice. That was it. Long Ao sat on the ground and began to comprehend the origin energy in the surroundings quietly. He left the task of refining the origin energy to Long Fu. According to Long Ao's estimation, it would take at least a month to comprehend the power of origin from the outside. However, in this place, this time could be shortened by hundreds of times. In other words, with Long Ao's talent and situation, it would only take him a day at most to comprehend the origin strength and break through to the starry sky cultivator realm. This is the origin energy? With the help of the origin energy in the cave, Long Ao successfully comprehended his own origin energy in his dantian in less than 6 hours. It did not have any attributes. The origin power he had comprehended on his own and the godhood he had devoured were two completely different things. For example, out of 100 starry sky martial artists, only 20% of them would choose to comprehend the origin force on their own. The rest would choose to devour the starry sky godhead. For a long time, Long Ao insisted on comprehending the origin force on his own. He would rather die than inherit the starry sky inheritance and devour the starry sky godhead. It turns out that it is so easy to comprehend the origin force and become a starry sky cultivator. I really did not expect it. Until this moment, Long Ao was a little dumbfounded, because in less than a few hours, he not only comprehended his own origin force, but his cultivation had also gone a step further and reached the starry sky cultivator realm. Although it was only a difference of 1 rank, in Long Ao's view, it was the difference between heaven and earth. Before, he had to rely on various trump cards to barely kill a grade 1 starry sky cultivator, but now, he almost did not need to. Not to mention an ordinary grade 1 starry sky cultivator. Even if he faced a peak grade 1 cultivator, Long Ao had full confidence that he could kill the other party completely. Master, you have already broken through to the starry sky cultivator realm, so you can start now. Even if you have a chance to continue to break through, you must limit it. Otherwise, the consequences will be unimaginable. How could Long Ao not know Long Fu's worries? His cultivation speed was too fast. Long Ao didn't know that if it was someone else, it would be almost impossible for them to comprehend the origin power in such a short period of time. Not only was it impossible, but it was also a pipe dream. Otherwise, every plane would be full of starry sky cultivators. Ha ha ha. Longao, you didn't disappoint me. You've already comprehended the origin force and become a starry sky cultivator in only a few hours. Hardly had the voice faded away when the marvelous mathematician appeared. Thank you, Senior. Longao sincerely expressed his gratitude. If the marvelous mathematician hadn't found this place for him, where the origin force was hundreds of times more intense than outside, he wouldn't have been able to comprehend the origin force in such a short time, let alone break through to the starry sky state. The secondary space ended early. If you can pass the tertiary space smoothly, you can become one of my men. When you become a starry sky domain lord, I'll let you enter the fourth space and beyond. Thank you, Senior. Longao could almost guess that there would be a lot of treasures beyond the fourth space. If that were the case, even the heavenly path and Longbatian wouldn't be qualified to enter the spaces beyond the fourth space. You'll be rewarded if you can pass the tertiary space. Do your best. After saying that, the godly mathematician's figure disappeared without a trace. Longao shrugged helplessly. It might be a good thing for other people to end the secondary space early, but it might not be a good thing for him. The secondary space was full of dangers, but there were also a lot of star-state divine sparks. Fortunately, he had the tertiary space, which was far more dangerous than the secondary space. Also, the star-state divine sparks were of a higher level and number. Under normal circumstances, Longao would have to find an exit on his own if he wanted to enter the tertiary space. However, before Longao realized what was going on, his body had been enshrouded in light and he disappeared from the cave. In the outer sea of the Crystal Palace, Longao is not simple. Longbatian was rather confused by the unexpected remark. He didn't know what the marvelous mathematician meant. Master Marvelous Mathematician, what do you mean? I don't mean anything else. If Longao can pass the tertiary space smoothly, he'll be qualified to receive my legacy. As for you, the heavenly path, and Longao, it'll depend on yourselves. Longao's talent and potential are good, but his performance in space will depend on him. I hope he doesn't disappoint me otherwise. Longbatian knew exactly what the marvelous mathematician was implying. He secretly heaved a sigh. After all, the heavenly path, as well as Longao, were all the marvelous mathematician's pawns. Chapter 1844. If he wanted to get rid of his identity as a chess piece, he had to be extremely strong. 2 years later, the calamity will descend. At that time, it will be your last chance. Got it. He still had 2 years. In the tertiary space, Longao had been teleported to the tertiary space of the star mysterious realm. He still didn't know what was in there. Was the tertiary space the same as the secondary space? Both the primary space and the secondary space were divided into smaller spaces. If that was really the case in the tertiary space, it would be a real pain in the ass. Star divine sparks? There were a bunch of them. Longao couldn't have been more shocked when he saw the pile of star divine sparks in front of him. Longao found that he had 40 level 1 star divine sparks, 26 level 2 star divine sparks, 18 level 3 star divine sparks, and 4 level 4 star divine sparks. Not only that, there were even dozens of starry sky divine artifacts in his possession, as he expected. The number of star divine sparks and star divine artifacts in the tertiary space was far greater than in the secondary space and the primary space. There were endless surprises. After storing all the star divine sparks and star divine artifacts in the Dragon Seal space, Longao moved forward, ready to find a way to leave the tertiary space. That was also the final test. As long as he could leave the tertiary space, it would mean that he would be able to leave the star mysterious realm without a hitch. The sooner he handed over the star divine spark to the people of the Dragon Valley, the sooner the Dragon Valley would become stronger. Longao, there's only one test in the tertiary space, which is to go to the center of the space, where the exit of the tertiary space is located. Longao didn't feel relieved at all after hearing Master Godly Mathematician's voice. Instead, he became even more solemn. Although the tertiary space wasn't divided into countless smaller spaces, Longao knew very well that it was far more dangerous than the previous two spaces. It sounded easy, but it wasn't easy to reach the center of the space. He shrugged helplessly. Even if he didn't want to, he had to accept it. Longao didn't know how large the space was, how far he was from the center, or how dangerous it would be. He knew absolutely nothing. Boy, it's hard to believe that you can enter the tertiary space. You're not bad. Who is it? Seeing that no one spoke, Longao's expression finally changed. Who is it? Under Longao's shocked gaze, an old man with a hunchback and white hair suddenly appeared in front of him. Peak Grade 1 Starry Sky Cultivator. Sensing the other party's strength, Longao finally breathed a sigh of relief. He might not be able to deal with Grade 2 or above Starry Sky Cultivators, but he did not put Grade 1 Starry Sky Cultivators in his eyes. You can't stop me. Really? The old man had a smile on his face. If it weren't for the aura he released, which indicated that he was a Starry Sky Cultivator, no one would have believed that such a hunchbacked old man could be so powerful. Take the initiative to attack. He didn't know why, but a bad premonition instantly filled his heart. Longao immediately put away his contempt and made the first move. He took a big stride forward and rushed out. Before the person arrived, the terrifying power of the starry sky was already suppressing them. You overestimate yourself. Just when Longao was about to get close, the hunchbacked old man, who had not made a move, suddenly burst out with the power of the starry sky. The two forces of the starry sky collided with each other, and Longao, who was full of confidence, was directly sent flying like a kite with a broken string. He was completely shocked. You're not human? Ha ha ha, yes, this old man is indeed not human. Boy, you refined the black tortoise. Today I will also refine you. Black tortoise? Divine beast black tortoise? Hearing the other party's words, Longao's heart thumped. He was not a fool. What did the other party mean? Was the other party also a divine beast black tortoise? Divine beast black tortoise? You already guessed it? Why talk nonsense? He had already refined the black tortoise armor, and the other party was a divine beast black tortoise, the ancestor of the black tortoise clan. How could he easily give up? Therefore, this battle was unavoidable. Either you die or I die. Longao's guess was right. The hunchbacked old man in front of him was a divine beast black tortoise. Not only was its defensive power known as the most abnormal in the vast starry sky, but its strength was also not to be underestimated. In the countless plains, all the black tortoises were the same race. Because of this, when the hunchbacked old man sensed that Longao had refined one of his clansmen, how could he not be angry? Just by you? You want to win against me? His face was full of ridicule. Although they were both Grade 1 Starry Sky Cultivators, the hunchbacked old man's strength was obviously above Longao's, especially in terms of physical defense. The two were not on the same level. Almost without trying, Longao already knew that he could not beat the other party in close combat. If there were no accidents, with the other party's physical defense, not to mention himself, even a Grade 2 Starry Sky Cultivator would not be able to break the other party's defense. Of all the people he could have met, he just had to meet a divine beast black tortoise. This time, Longao did not take the initiative to attack, but the hunchbacked old man had already attacked. As Longao had guessed, he could not compete with the other party in terms of physical combat. Being attacked continuously, Longao's physical defense was strong enough. Otherwise, if it were someone else, they would have died long ago. Without the slightest surprise, the hunchbacked old man smiled, as if he was playing a game of cat and mouse. He was not in a hurry at all. In his view, victory was already in his hands, and killing the other party was only a matter of time. The Samsara sword used the 36 Samsara styles, the first style Samsara 9 Kill, the second style Samsara Chaotic Dance, the third style Samsara Mad Dance, and the fourth style Samsara 10,000 Feet Rainbow. The four styles combined directly to avoid the hunchbacked old man. Even so, he still could not compete with the hunchbacked old man. After all, the hunchbacked old man was a divine beast black tortoise. What should he do? It seemed that he could only use the ultimate sword move, the Samsara 5th style. Since his cultivation broke through to Grade 1 Starry Sky Cultivator, Longao could use the Starry Sky 5th style. As for the 36 Samsara styles, only the 5th style could be considered the real Starry Sky sword art. Originally, Longao did not want to use it. After all, there were still unknown dangers ahead. However, the situation was so critical that he could only take one step at a time and deal with the Starry Sky Black Tortoise in front of him first. The 5th style of the 36 Samsara styles, Samsara Meteorite Explosion, was the first sword move of the Starry Sky sword art. As for its power, even Longao did not know. P.S. Today, all 5 chapters have been delivered. These days, only 5 chapters will be updated. Little 9 will strive for a small explosion tomorrow. 7 chapters will be updated. Chapter 1845. The 5th style of reincarnation, Reincarnation Meteor Explosion. The reincarnation sword shot out streams of reincarnation sword chi like thunder. Boom, boom, boom. The reincarnation sword chi exploded like a volcano erupting. Even the hunchbacked old man was taken aback. He did not know why the other party's sword move was so powerful. Could it be that the other party was pretending to be weak? At the thought of this, the hunchbacked old man used his strongest move as well. In fact, the hunchbacked old man did not take Longao seriously at all. Even if his moves were not as good as the other parties, his physical defense was superior. Even a level 2 Starry Sky Cultivator would not be able to break through his physical defense. Boom. His move was broken. This is not good. The other party's sword move was too powerful. Even the hunchbacked old man's strongest fighter could not withstand the reincarnation meteor explosion. A head-on clash. The hunchbacked old man did not believe that the other party's sword move could break through his physical defense. It was simply a joke. Trying to take it head-on? How could Longao not know what the hunchbacked old man was thinking? Since that was the case, let's see if the other party's physical defense was stronger, or if his 5th style of reincarnation, Reincarnation Meteor Explosion, was stronger. Longao was also confident that his Reincarnation Meteor Explosion could break the other party's physical defense. Black Tortoise? It depended on who the other party was. If it was any other Starry Sky Cultivator, even a level 2 Starry Sky Cultivator might not be able to break through the Black Tortoise's physical defense. But now, the Black Tortoise was up against him. Holding the Reincarnation Sword, Longao used the 5th style of reincarnation, Reincarnation Meteor Explosion. The strongest sword move clashed with the strongest defense. Boom. The reincarnation sword chi hit the hunchbacked old man hard. The reincarnation sword chi alone could not break through the Black Tortoise's physical defense. But the result? The moment the reincarnation sword chi touched the hunchbacked old man's body, it exploded. Its power had increased by 3 times. What did that mean? Before the hunchbacked old man could react, his entire body was sent flying before falling heavily to the ground. If it weren't for the fact that his fleshly body possessed a formidable defensive power, the hunchbacked old man would have died. Even so, the hunchbacked old man's fleshly body's defensive power had already started to crack. A Grade 1 Starry Sky Cultivator actually managed to break through his fleshly body's defensive power. Was this for real? Unable to believe it, the hunchbacked old man's expression changed again and again, becoming extremely gloomy and unsightly. You're good. Even Longao was surprised when he saw that he had just broken through the hunchbacked old man's physical defenses. The 5th move of reincarnation, Reincarnation Meteorite Explosion, was really powerful. This was only the 5th move of the 36 moves of reincarnation. It was easy to imagine how terrifying the power of the remaining 31 moves would be. Longao was looking forward to the next 31 moves of the Samsara sword. You lost. Without giving the hunchbacked old man a chance to speak, Longao continued, seeing that you are a black tortoise, I won't kill you as long as you step aside. Ha ha ha, kid. Do you think you've won? In the next second, the hunchbacked old man, who had just been knocked down, suddenly stood up. His face was filled with endless sneers and ridicule. If it wasn't good, he would have told Longao that the other party definitely had another move. He couldn't be soft-hearted, otherwise, there would be endless trouble. Being kind to the enemy was being cruel to himself. However, it was too late for regrets. The hunchbacked old man's body suddenly began to expand. In a few seconds, the hunchbacked old man had turned into a black tortoise that was laughing as loudly as Longao. The black tortoise's true form. In this case, the hunchbacked old man's physical defenses had increased by another level. I'll show you the power of the Black Tortoise Divine Fist. Black Tortoise Divine Fist? What kind of move was this? He had never heard of it before. However, the black tortoise in front of him was a divine beast of the starry sky after all. It was definitely far superior to ordinary black tortoises. In the next second, the black tortoise turned into countless fist shadows and smashed towards Longao. The fist shadows were too dense, and there were too many of them. It seemed impossible to dodge even if he wanted to. Longao could feel the power of the black tortoise's countless fist shadows. The black tortoise's true form could only be described with one word: terrifying. The fifth style of reincarnation meteorite explosion. Longao didn't dare to be careless. The reincarnation sword in his hand slashed out one after another. The reincarnation sword chi started to explode continuously. Reincarnation meteorite explosion versus true form fist shadows. Even Longao and the hunchbacked old man didn't know who was stronger. True form fist shadows was the hunchbacked old man's strongest move. Reincarnation meteorite explosion was also Longao's strongest sword move. Once they lost, it meant that they had fallen. Both the hunchbacked old man and Longao were very clear about this point in their hearts. Time sure kill technique, time lock, and time crush. Longao was not confident that he could kill his opponent with the help of the Samsara meteorite explosion. Hence, he could only use his other sure kill technique, which was the time sure kill technique. When the two time techniques were used, the expression of the hunchbacked old man, who had been full of confidence, suddenly changed. Time martial technique? This is a time martial skill. Impossible. This is impossible. How can you have a time martial skill? Hunchbacked old man went completely crazy because he was very clear on what a time martial skill meant. There were countless martial skills in the vast starry sky. However, among all the martial skills, the time martial skill was the most powerful and mysterious martial skill. Under normal circumstances, no one could obtain the time martial skill, not even the starry sky region emperor. It was precisely because of this that the hunchbacked old man had never thought that Lin Fan would possess a time martial skill. Furthermore, he was able to sense that the time martial skill Lin Fan had used was a top-notch existence among the numerous time martial skills. Not daring to be careless, he immediately drew out a portion of his strength to deal with the time martial technique. In this way, the strength of the countless fist shadows that his body had turned into instantly weakened by a lot. The opportunity had come. How could Longao let go of such a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity? He used reincarnation meteorite explosion and time sure kill technique to attack the black tortoise fiercely. The black tortoise might be able to block one move, two moves, and three moves, but what about the third and fourth? Even with the black tortoise's physical defense, the black tortoise was barely able to withstand the continuous attacks. Even so, Longao was still barely able to kill the hunchbacked old man with reincarnation meteorite explosion and time sure kill technique. This was enough to show how strong the hunchbacked old man's physical defense was. Even Longao found it hard to believe. Chapter 1846. What a powerful black tortoise. Let's see how strong you are. The ice and fire 9-layered cauldron appeared in his hand, and two terrifying powers were unleashed. They were burning everything and freezing everything within 10,000 kilometers. Longao had officially become a star-state cultivator, so the ice and fire 9-layered cauldron was much more powerful. If the hunchbacked old man had been in his prime, the ice and fire 9-layered cauldron would have been able to ignore him. But now, the black tortoise's body had already begun to be burned and frozen while it screamed. Looking at the corpse on the ground, Longao finally heaved a sigh of relief. The ice and fire nine-layered cauldron was powerful enough to destroy the black tortoise's body and even its soul. Even if Longao wanted to make a soul slave or a corpse slave, it would be impossible for him to do so. The more unlikely it was, the more worried Longao became. He had only just entered the tertiary space, and he had already encountered such a powerful enemy. It was hard to imagine what kind of dangers he would encounter if he kept moving forward. There was nothing he could do. Things had already progressed to this point. He could only take one step at a time. His destination was the center of the space. The black tortoise, which had died, suddenly stood up again after Longao left. The hunchbacked old man sneered and mumbled to himself, "I swallowed the phoenix's body. Not only is my body strong, but I'm also immortal. You want to kill me?" Humph. The hunchbacked old man was quite wary of Longao. He would have been killed if he hadn't swallowed the phoenix's body. How should he deal with him? Ha ha ha. I don't believe that you can escape from the ancestral patriarch of hell. Longao knew nothing about the hunchbacked old man's rebirth. Under such circumstances, he had to get to the center of the space as quickly as possible. The sooner he left the star's secret realm, the better it would be for him. About an hour later, the space suddenly became dark, and there was a pungent smell in the air. Longao, who was hurrying on his way, suddenly stopped. He had sensed that something was wrong. He looked around vigilantly. "Brat, how have you been?" Looking at the two people in front of him, especially the hunchbacked old man on the left, Longao looked as if he had seen a ghost. His face was filled with shock and disbelief. Wasn't the hunchbacked old man dead? Since that was the case, why would he appear here? What exactly happened? Are you surprised? The hunchbacked old man smiled. His smile was very treacherous. Hell's old ancestor, this person not only has time martial skills, but also many treasures. Hell's old ancestor? Standing beside the hunchbacked old man was a coquettish teenager, a grade 2 starry sky cultivator. Longao had learned that neither the secondary space nor the tertiary space had strict limits on the level of the star state cultivators. For example, it was very likely that level 2 star state cultivators would appear in the secondary space, and level 1 star state cultivators would appear in the tertiary space as well. However, it had to be admitted that the tertiary space was much more dangerous than the secondary space. The grudges between us have nothing to do with you. Leave this place. Even in the face of a level 2 star state cultivator, Longao didn't have the slightest fear. He was neither servile nor overbearing. However, Longao knew very well that he was no match for a level 2 star state cultivator, even if he used all his killing moves. Ha ha ha, brat, I have to say that I admire your courage. There was a hint of disdain on the old man's coquettish face. He continued, hand over the time martial skills and all your treasures, and I'll let you die with a whole body. Otherwise, the old man didn't finish his words, but his meaning was very clear. Longao already knew that the hunchbacked old man was hiding the truth from him. He wanted to kill him with a borrowed knife. The samsara sword appeared in his hand. Longao looked at the two people in front of him coldly and said, "If you want to fight, let's fight. There's no need to talk nonsense." Ha ha ha, well, since you're not afraid of death, I'll fulfill your wish. Black tortoise, you go. F***ck cursing in his heart. The hunchbacked old man said without confidence, "Old ancestor of hell, with my strength, I'm no match for him. Otherwise, I wouldn't have almost died before." If he could kill his opponent, why would he need to borrow a knife to kill him? He didn't know whether the old man was crazy, or he didn't hear it clearly. "I'm just joking with you. You're just a little human cultivator, and you're defeated like this. What a disgrace." Ignoring the old man's ridicule, although there was a difference in strength between the old man and the old man, it wouldn't be easy for the old man to defeat the black tortoise and break its physical defense. "Brat, I want to see you today." Before the old man could finish his words, Longao slashed out with the samsara sword in his hand. The fifth move of the samsara sword, samsara meteor explosion. The terrifying samsara sword chi directly exploded. Even the old man was shocked. Putting away his contempt, the old man's body suddenly disappeared and turned into darkness. His speed was very fast, as if he had merged with the darkness of the world. He was shocked. What kind of divine beast is this? I've never seen such a thing before. Before Longao could react, the old man was already in front of him. He sneered and said eerily, "Brat, are you afraid? Afraid of your sister?" The samsara sword in his hand slashed out fiercely. Not only that, the old man's time sure kill skill started to confine the surrounding space. Poochie. Longao was attacked by the power of darkness, and he didn't even have the chance to fight back. Until now, Longao still couldn't guess what kind of divine beast the old man was. This kind of divine ability was too powerful. Whether it was an ordinary divine beast or a space divine beast, some divine beasts were born with innate divine abilities. In other words, the attack that the Hell's old ancestor had just used was a so-called innate divine ability, similar to his own innate divine ability, Dragon Roar. "Big brother, I'm here to help you." Suddenly hearing the voice of Long Ming, Longao's heart moved. For so long, in order to ensure the breakthrough of Long Ming and Long Chong, he hadn't summoned the two little guys. However, as his cultivation smoothly broke through to the Starry Sky cultivator, whether it was Long Chong or Long Ming, their cultivation also smoothly reached the Starry Sky divine beast realm. If it were other people or divine beasts, it would be impossible for them to do this. As for why Longao could do this, even he himself didn't know. It was the same every time. His cultivation improved, so did the cultivation of the two little guys. Anyway, it was a good thing. Chapter 1847. You can fight against the Hell Ancestor? Even if Long Ming's cultivation had broken through the first level of the Star Sky Divine Beast, it seemed impossible for him to deal with a second-level Star Sky Divine Beast. However, Long Ao knew very well that Long Ming would never shoot arrows for no reason if he wasn't confident. Did Long Ming really have a way to deal with the Hell Ancestor? In the next second, a tiger roar sounded, and a 3-meter-long black tiger suddenly appeared. It was Long Ming, Star Sky Divine Beast. Looking at the huge black tiger in front of them, both the hunchbacked old man and the Hell Ancestor seemed a little surprised. Long Ming's power was the power of darkness, which was almost exactly the same as the Hell Ancestor's. The two powers of darkness fiercely supported each other. Due to the difference in realm, Long Ming was no match for the Hell Ancestor. Long Ao didn't sit still and wait for death. The reincarnation sword in his hand fiercely attacked. The reincarnation meteor explosion directly exploded. 1 against 2. Under normal circumstances, two first-level Star Sky cultivators couldn't be a match for a second-level Star Sky cultivator. But the situation was completely different now. Although Long Ming's cultivation wasn't as high as the Hell Ancestors, his bloodline was above the latter's. This was the real reason why Long Ming was so confident that he could defeat the Hell Ancestor. The suppression of bloodline could completely make up for the difference in realm. The Hell Ancestor had already sensed the suppression of his opponent's bloodline. He said the word, "you" 3 times and directly turned around to leave. After a while, he disappeared without a trace. "Big brother, don't try to chase him. I can only drive the Hell Ancestor away, but I can't kill him. His strength is a bit terrifying." "I understand." From the beginning to the end, Long Ao didn't intend to chase him. He only had one goal, and that was to rush to the center of the space as fast as possible. As for the Hell Ancestor, he was part of the test. If everyone wanted to take revenge, he would have to kill everyone in the 3 spaces. Was it possible? It was almost impossible. "Black Tortoise Divine Beast, your helper has run away. I didn't kill you last time, but this time, guess if you can leave alive." Guess? Long Ao could be considered shameless. The hunchbacked old man's face grew darker and darker as he looked at the disappearing Hell's Ancestor. "Brat, we'll meet again someday. You want to leave?" He could let the Hell's Patriarch go, but he couldn't let the Black Tortoise go. Long Ao teleported and disappeared from the spot. In the next second, he was in front of the Black Tortoise. Chuckling, Long Ao didn't give the hunchbacked old man the slightest chance to speak. He had already begun his attack. This time, Longao, Longchong, and Longming joined forces and killed the black tortoise in just a few seconds. It's hard to imagine how the black tortoise was reborn. Even now, Longao still couldn't figure it out. Longfu, is there a way to refine the black tortoise into a corpse slave? The black tortoise had an immortal body. If he could refine it into a corpse slave, it would be of great help to him. No. Why is that? Longao was very curious. Ever since he learned that Longfu could refine soul slaves or corpse slaves, he didn't seem to say that he couldn't do it. Even an 8th-level Starry Sky cultivator could be refined into a soul slave. There was also Bing Chun. He believed that it wouldn't be long before he could refine him into a corpse slave. Why couldn't he refine the black tortoise until now? He was depressed to the extreme. Master, the black tortoise's situation is a bit special. I can't explain it to you clearly, but if you can't refine it into a corpse slave, Master, there is only one way to completely destroy the black tortoise. What way? Since he couldn't refine it, he had to destroy it completely. Although he was a little unwilling, Longao trusted Longfu. Since Longfu said no, Longfu must have his reasons. Otherwise, Longfu would have no reason to not refine him into a corpse slave. It's very simple. Crush it with the help of time. Longao had a general idea of what Longfu meant. Without any hesitation, he simply used Time Crush. The next second, the black tortoise's body was cut up and erased by the surrounding time. Although he had let the Hell's Old Ancestor go, Longao was still very careful because no one knew if the Hell's Old Ancestor would attack him secretly like the black tortoise. If that was the case, then it would be a very troublesome matter. However, Longao's worries were unnecessary, because the Patriarch of Hell didn't show up after a day and a night, nor did any other dangers. The calmer it was, the more Longao didn't dare to lower his guard. He was in the star mysterious realm after all, and would be doomed if he was careless. One day and one night passed in the blink of an eye. There were rocks of different heights everywhere. Ever since he found the Star Divine Spark in the tertiary space, he hadn't found another Star Divine Spark for a day and a night. His cultivation base had successfully broken through to the Starry Sky cultivator realm. Longao was very clear that he was now fully capable of cultivating Starry Sky martial skills. Even if it was a high-level Starry Sky martial skill, he would still be able to do so. Master, don't try to practice any Star Divine artifacts or Star martial arts you get. I have a lot of Star martial arts, but you can give them to your family. Longao nodded. He had never intended to cultivate any Starry Sky martial techniques. As for the Starry Sky divine tools, he already had the reincarnation sword. He would never use the other Starry Sky divine tools unless they were suitable for him, because he knew very well that if he forcibly used a Starry Sky divine tool that was not suitable for him, not only would it not have the corresponding power, it would also limit his strength. Longfu, I've successfully become a star cultivator. Do you have any star martial arts that are suitable for me? He already had the reincarnation sword, so he didn't need any star divine artifacts for the time being. As for star martial arts, he couldn't wait to get them. Master, you've just become a star cultivator. I've already chosen a star martial arts technique for you, the destructive palm. Huh, the destructive palm? Without waiting for Longao to speak, Longfu continued, Master, the absolute kill extermination palm that I taught you before, although it can be upgraded continuously, it does not have the cultivation method after that. Now, I will teach you the complete set. As your strength continues to improve, I believe that the absolute kill extermination palm will also continue to upgrade. Moreover, Master, your cultivation has already reached the Starry Sky cultivator. Chapter 1848. So that's how it was. In the following time, Longao did not continue on his journey. Instead, he stayed where he was and allowed Longfu to teach him the complete set of the Annihilation Palm. Just as Longfu had said, as his cultivation base broke through to the Starry Sky realm, the power of the Annihilation Palm had more than doubled. The Tianwu continent, the 9 heavens. At the peak of the clouds, Tiandao's figure suddenly appeared, his face full of unwillingness and helplessness. In the end, I still haven't broken through to the Starry Sky Domain Emperor realm. He heaved a heavy sigh. Although he had successfully broken through to the Starry Sky Domain Lord realm and was considered an overlord in the vast starry sky, there were still many people he couldn't provoke, including the God Diviner. The difference between a Starry Sky Domain Emperor and a Starry Sky Domain Lord was too great. Tiandao, you're back. Yes. Come with me. Without the slightest hesitation, Tiandao took a step forward and arrived outside the Crystal Palace. This speed was even faster than Longao's teleportation. Within the Crystal Palace, Tiandao, Longbatian, and the God Diviner were the three strongest Starry Sky Realm cultivators on the Tianwu continent. Tiandao, in 2 years, the weak space will be destroyed and a calamity will descend. At that time, you and Batian can enter the fourth space of the Starry Sky Secret Realm. As for whether you can get what you want, it's up to you. Neither the God Diviner nor Long Batian managed to kick Longao. The two of them were very clear about the character of the Heavenly Tao. Once the Heavenly Tao found out about Longao, there was no doubt that the Heavenly Tao would definitely make a move to kill Longao. God Diviner, you said before that if you want to enter the fourth space of the Starry Sky Secret Realm, you have to break through to the Starry Sky Domain Lord realm. The God Diviner's meaning was very clear. Only he was qualified to enter the fourth space of the Starry Sky Secret Realm, while Long Batian didn't have the qualifications. After all, Long Batian's cultivation base hadn't broken through to the Starry Sky Domain Lord realm. Long Batian wasn't angry at all. So what if he was angry? It was pointless. Long Batian knew very well that whether he could enter the fourth space of the Star Secret Realm was not up to the Heavenly Tao. It was up to the clairvoyant. Heavenly Tao, within 2 years, Batian's cultivation will break through to the Cosmic Domain Lord level. Although Long Batian felt that it was impossible, he didn't doubt it at all. He was pleasantly surprised to the extreme. How could he not know what Master God Diviner was thinking? In other words, within 2 years, the clairvoyant master would definitely help him break through to become a level 9 Starry Sky cultivator and a Starry Sky Domain Lord. That way, he would be able to enter the fourth space of the Starry Sky Secret Realm. Clairvoyant, you. Waving his hand impatiently, Master God Diviner pulled out a Starry Sky Godhood, which glowed with dazzling light. Both Heaven Tao and Dragon Batian were visibly shaken by the sight of the Starry Sky Godhood in Master God Diviner's hand. Cosmic Domain Sovereign Spark. Tiandao's face turned ugly. Long Batian was a grade 9 Starry Sky cultivator who had devoured a Starry Sky Godhead. Under normal circumstances, if Long Batian wanted to break through to the Starry Sky Domain Lord realm under normal circumstances, he would have a very slim chance. This was also the reason why many cultivators were unwilling to devour a Starry Sky Godhood and wanted to improve their strength on their own. Thank you, my lord. Long Batian didn't hesitate to take the Starry Sky Godhood from Master God Diviner. He immediately chose to devour it. It would take him at most 2 years, or even less, to break through to the Starry Sky Domain Lord level. In that case, Heaven Tao wouldn't be able to suppress him. Master God Diviner, what do you mean by this? Heaven Tao, for countless years, only the two of you have passed my test. In 2 years, the catastrophe will come. I'm going to let you enter the Starry Sky Secret Realm 1 year in advance. He didn't seem to want to dwell on it because it had already happened. What else could he do? Goodbye. Heaven Tao left and returned to his Heaven Tao peak. He was ready to enter seclusion and cultivate. He had successfully broken through to the Starry Sky Domain Lord level. If he could break through to the Starry Sky Domain Emperor level, he wouldn't need to fear Master God Diviner anymore. He was only 1 step away. It seemed easy, but it was 100 times harder to cultivate. Otherwise, there wouldn't be so few Starry Sky Domain Emperors in the vast starry sky. My lord, will Heaven Tao be in trouble? Long Batian knew very well that Master God Diviner was obviously biased towards him. If Heaven Tao entered the Starry Sky Secret Realm alone, his chances of obtaining the inheritance would be greatly increased. Master God Diviner shook his head and said with a smile, "You and Heaven Tao entered the Starry Sky Secret Realm at the same time. Whether you can get what you want depends on your fortune and luck. It has nothing to do with me. I just want to tell you that this is your only chance. Only by passing the test can you enter a higher level space. Do you understand? The Starry Sky secret realm had a total of 9 spaces. Even Longbatian and Heavendao had only entered the first 3 spaces. As for the 4th and beyond, they had never entered them. However, the 2 of them were very clear about one thing. It was said that the 4th space and above contained great opportunities. That was why Longbatian and Heavendao were unwilling to leave the Martial Heaven continent despite their cultivation bases. Back then, when the spatial channel opened, countless cultivators entered the Starry Sky secret realm, but none of them passed the test. Even those who entered the 4th space and beyond failed. I hope the 2 of you won't disappoint me. Yes, even now, Longbatian's memories of the past were still fresh in his mind. Countless years ago, Master God Diviner had suddenly opened the channel and spread the rumor that the Starry Sky secret realm required a Starry Sky domain emperor's personality. Since then, countless cultivators had entered the Starry Sky secret realm. But what was the result? It was just as Master God Diviner had said. No matter who entered the Starry Sky secret realm, no one came out alive. Perhaps some people didn't dare to enter the Starry Sky secret realm, but they were directly sealed or killed by Master God Diviner. Other than a few people, no one on the Martial Heaven continent knew about this. In the Starry Sky secret realm, opportunities and dangers coexisted. If you wanted to obtain opportunities, you had to be prepared to sacrifice yourself at any time. Even so, countless cultivators in the Starry Sky were still searching for the Martial Heaven continent. If it hadn't been for the God Diviner's seal, they would have long since found it. But even so, in 2 years, when the spatial channel opened, the same thing would happen again. Author's note: the 4th chapter has been delivered. There are still 3 chapters left. They will be delivered one by one in a moment. Chapter 1849. He practiced the annihilation palm for a short while. Then, Longao got up and continued on his way. He was careful along the way. Starry Sky Godhead? Longao was delighted when he saw the Starry Sky Godhead lying in the grass not far away, emitting waves of light. He could clearly sense that this Starry Sky Godhead was a rank 4 Starry Sky Godhead. Master, be careful. Just as Longao was about to get the Starry Sky Godhead, Long Fu's voice sounded in his mind. Long Fu, what's going on? Longao was very curious because he had already sensed the fluctuations in the surrounding space, and there was nothing out of the ordinary. If that was the case, why did Long Fu stop him? Master, the aura here is a little chaotic. You must be careful. So that's why. Longao didn't suspect Long Fu. It seemed like this place was a little tricky. Longao didn't move. He looked around and said coldly, "Since you're here, please show yourself." You can actually sense my presence? There was a flash of black, and a man appeared in front of Longao. He was only 130 centimeters tall, a typical midget. With your strength, how can you sense my presence? It's unbelievable. It seems like you're quite capable. Not only did you kill the black tortoise, you even scared away Hell's old ancestor. You're not bad. He was shocked. Longao didn't expect this person to know about his battle with the black tortoise and Hell's old ancestor. In other words, he had been locked on by this person all along, but he didn't know it. Thinking up to here, Longao could be considered shocked to the extreme. If this person wanted to deal with him, how could he deal with it? Just thinking about it made him shiver. Who are you? And who are you? Longao. Longao looked at the other person warily because he couldn't sense the other person's presence. As for the other person's cultivation, he couldn't sense it at all. I am the great Lord Aomela. You can call me Aomela. Aomela? What kind of name was that? He wasn't surprised at all because Longao knew very well that in the vast starry skies, there were countless planes and all sorts of races. There were even some races that he had never heard of before. The only thing that Longao did not know was whether this Omera was a martial artist or a divine beast. As if she could guess what Longao was thinking, Omira chuckled and said, I'm a divine beast, as expected. Brat, your time martial skill and the divine sword in your hand are pretty good. As long as you hand them over, you can pass this trial smoothly. Not only that, this rank 4 starry sky godhead is also yours. No one dared to devour the cosmos godhead of the cosmos secret realm. This was also the real reason why no one dared to touch the starry sky godhead even though it was on the ground. Longao was very depressed. Regardless of whether it was a martial artist or a divine beast, the first thing they said was this. Couldn't they come up with something new? I'm sorry, I can't hand it over. Longao didn't know that his time martial skill and reincarnation sword were very precious even in the vast starry skies. Not to mention ordinary cultivators, even a starry sky domain lord wouldn't be able to resist the temptation of such treasures. It doesn't matter. I'm a very reasonable person. As long as you can defeat me, I'll leave immediately and never appear in front of you again. If you lose, then I'm sorry, you'll have to hand it over. But I can promise you that I won't harm your life. The more the other party acted like this, the more Longao was afraid. What kind of divine beast was the other party's true form? However, the other party's speed and ability to hide her aura were unparalleled in the starry skies. Let's begin. Omira took 3 steps back. Provocation was written all over her face. But more than that, she was confident. In her opinion, the other party was just a small rank 1 starry sky cultivator. The reason why he could kill the black tortoise and scare off the old ancestor was because of the treasures in the other party's hand. Long Fu, what is the other party's true form? What realm is she in? Only by knowing yourself and the enemy can you win every battle. If he didn't even know what the other party's true form was, how could he fight? Master, the other party is a rank 2 starry sky divine beast. Her true form is a phantom rat. Sure enough, Longao had already guessed that the other party must be in existence above the rank 1 starry sky realm. Otherwise, no matter how powerful the other party was, she wouldn't be able to escape his senses. Big trouble. How could he deal with a rank 2 starry sky divine beast? Master, the starry sky divine beast phantom rat is proud of its speed. Legend has it that even a rank 4 starry sky cultivator is no match for the speed of a rank 2 starry sky divine beast. You have to be careful. He had just seen Omira's speed, which was comparable to spatial teleportation. As for whether the other party's speed was faster or his own spatial teleportation was faster, he couldn't be sure until now. Thinking of this, Longao smiled and said, Omira, you're a rank 2 starry sky divine beast. If we compete in strength, it will definitely be unfair. Even if you win, you won't feel good. Then what do you want? Omira didn't show the slightest anger. Instead, her face was calm. In any case, she was sure to win. This was the confidence brought by strength. Very simple, we won't compete in strength, but in speed. As long as you can beat me in speed, I'll give you everything. How about it? Compete in speed? Hearing that the other party wanted to compete in speed with her, Omira laughed loudly. In the vast universe, unless the other party was too strong, no one dared to compete in speed with the Phantom Rat clan. It was simply courting death. If it was a competition of other things, Omira might consider it, but in terms of speed, Omira didn't even think about it. She directly agreed. If you can beat me in speed, not only can you leave this place, but you can also get this rank 4 starry sky godhead. I'll also give you a rank 5 starry sky godhead. How about it? It's a deal. It's a deal. Longao was overjoyed. In this battle, he could only win, not lose. If he won, not only could he leave this place smoothly, but he could also get 2 starry sky godheads. One was a rank 4 starry sky godhead, and the other was a rank 5 starry sky godhead. This way, he could deal with Xing Kuan. Even if Xing Kuan became a rank 5 starry sky cultivator, he wouldn't have to fear him. Begin. Phantom Rat Omira seemed to be impatient. She wanted to see how much courage and confidence the other party had to compete in speed with her. She knew very well that the other party wouldn't shoot arrows for no reason. Author's note: the 5th chapter is here. You're tuning in to the Warrior Lore YouTube channel. Don't forget to subscribe and join us on this journey to catch the most captivating stories.